Discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Geekin Out. I'm yours truly, DonPrime, here for another Out of Your Mind morning stream. And usually don't do Saturday morning streams, but because Sundays evening stream is going to be a little bit longer because of the subject we're getting into, I want to split that subject into two parts. So this is the first part, pretty much, what is it? Why are you a collector? Why are you a collector? Either 1/6 scale or Hot Toys. Well, we pretty much collect mostly Hot Toys. Anyway, why are you a collector? And one of the questions is like, why are you a collector of Hot Toys? That's the main question for today. And hey, we've got our boys in today. We've got Docs Missile, CMB, and Hot Toys Online. Thank you guys for coming in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Time.
Morning.
It's morning time.
Let me drink my coffee.
Oh, it reminds me, I need to make some. Here.
I'm on my second cup.
I'm just.
I need to make my first cup.
Yeah, you need to catch up.
No. I had to take care of this dog this morning.
So guys, I'm actually surprised you guys wanted to come in this morning because it was just a random one. I just wanted to just get into it and just talk about, like, you know, what is it to be a collector? Like, why are you a collector of Hot Toys or what's the scale in general? So that do you like the hobby? I hear people say they like the peace of mind, they like the journey, or they like the rarity. So what is it? What
I like
exactly?
living dangerously.
You love like
peace of mind.
I like to teeter on. I like to teeter on that fine line of being bankrupt and surviving.
Yeah, we're Hot Toys rich.
I enjoy that adrenaline rush that
Hot Toys rich. I like that. That should be a stream. Hot Toys rich. No, not even a stream. A channel. Hot Toys rich. There you go. Everyone start a channel. Just
I like that adrenaline rush. It gives me. I never know. I live week to week on whether or not I'm going to be homeless. It's such a rush.
Oh my god! So I guess CMB is just like he's just the Tom Cruise of Hot Toys.
Basically,
I do my own stunts with Hot Toys.
I do my own stunts. Yeah, I do my own posing with Hot Toys. You don't see anybody else posing their Hot Toys. I do my own posing. Can you imagine?
I risk financial ruin every week. I do it on my own. Damn it! I don't need nobody else to destroy me.
right?
Hot Toys Online, tell me, why are you a Hot Toys collector? Why are you a collector?
Well, so I collected stuff quite a bit when I was a kid. I mean, I remember at least the last time I saw them, I had a trash bag full of Toy Story, like Buzz and Woody toys, like the rarer ones too, like the Christmas ones, like the blue metallic Buzz. Like I had all those when I was a kid. And I feel like it's crazy. It sounds crazy, but those films kind of influenced me into being a collector when I was watching Toy Story and, like, of course, Star Wars too. I was watching the Star Wars films and I wanted to have figures of these characters that I liked and loved from the film. So I guess ever since I was a kid, I just started buying figures. And then obviously Hot Toys is kind of like the adult hobby of collecting because it's very expensive. But I've always collected like 3.75-inch figures and Black Series here and there, but never consistently until 5-6 years ago. I started being very consistent with my collecting. And Hot Toys was just something I was looking for. I wanted something more accurate. I wanted something more lifelike. I wanted something that felt more like an adult hobby. You know what I mean? And I found that with Hot Toys. And hey, I've been doing it ever since. Yes, it's very expensive. And of course, we always have cautionary tales. If you're new to this hobby, kind of be smart with your money and spend it where you need to spend it and buy things that you like and don't be influenced by others and what they buy. And I think that's that's been the way for me to kind of sustain myself in this hobby, is just buying stuff that I like. Now, unfortunately, lately I've kind of liked everything.
Everything, right? Everything, everything.
Right, exactly. Lately, I've kind of liked everything, so don't do that. Really,
I
buy
think
the things.
brought up a good one here. Barrett, because in the voting, see, they only give you so much, right?
Yeah.
And I put the last one at all the above because there are collectors that are all the above. They like the rarity, they like the adventure, and they like the peace of mind. So I'll put that at all the above. But this, if there was a fifth option, I would have put this. There should be an option in the poll for the love, the love of the characters, the love of the characters, right? The love of the characters, and you brought it up, Hot Toys Online. You brought it up, like the love of the characters, and I think that's very important when you're being a collector, in order to survive in this, living dangerously collecting, as CMB would say, is to you gotta be picky with what you choose to bring home to your display. Because at that point, if you collect everything, which I don't recommend y'all to do, because I only have like 20 figures I decided not to get out of the 200 damn figures from the freaking order list.
Yeah.
When I get them all, I'm going to try to, but I don't recommend it. I do not recommend it on my side, but you save a lot more money if you are more picky with your characters and decide whether or not you really love that character to the point to bringing it home to your display. Because you're spending upwards of $300 to $500 to $1,000. You gotta really love these characters to spend this kind of money.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, the other thing is too is like, you don't have to rush into it, especially if you're new. Don't feel like, oh man, I have this idea for my display and I want it now. Don't feel like you have to buy all this stuff at one time. Don't get caught in that secondary market slurry where you're just buying stuff left and right, because it adds up quick. And then once you buy all this secondary market stuff, it's going to be hard for you to keep up with the stuff that's actively releasing, the stuff that you have on pre-order. So I've been guilty of that in the past. I have an idea for a display I wanted to add to my collection, and I'm like, oh, let me just get this done. I want it now. And it's like, I definitely don't recommend that because it gets really expensive for sure.
It does get really expensive.
It does.
Yes.
Backtracking, man.
Oh,
backtracking gets super expensive.
It sucks, man.
You got to play. If you're going to backtrack, the best thing to do is play the patient game, because you will end up finding the price that you're comfortable paying. Don't feel like you are like, oh, man, these are the only prices I'm going to find. I might as well just pull the trigger and pay this ridiculous price that the resellers want. No, if you play the waiting game right, you'll get the figure for pretty much close to what it sold for retail.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Like I got the Battle Damage T800 Terminator. I was just on eBay one night, and this guy popped on at like 3 a.m. and put a sale up, and I hit him up and I was like, yo, I got $350. He says I take it right now. And he was like, okay. And it was brand new in box. He opened it and sent me pictures and sent it to me, and I was like, hell yeah, $350.
You be getting these deals on eBay, man.
Yeah. Well, I've been there before. I've been there several times with my Captain Jack Sparrow.
Smart, if you play it smart with eBay, you'll get badass deals. Like, you just got to play it smart and be super patient.
Yeah.
So Dark Dress says, remember what Syndrome said? When everything is super, then nothing is. So let me see. We could like, break this down to a lot of things when it comes to collecting, right? When you have everything, does it get boring though? Does it really get boring if you just? Would it get boring though? Like for me, it wouldn't get boring because I enjoy a lot of IPs. I enjoy a lot of characters. I don't mind collecting it, or try to anyway. But I don't recommend it though. It's ridiculous. But if
I just don't get, like, if you do collect everything, like, I don't see everybody in the world when they collect liking everything. So to me, it's like, if you want to collect everything, it doesn't seem like it's for the passion anymore. It's just for the sake of saying, hey, I got everything.
Right, a completionist.
Yep.
Yeah.
A completionist.
You're not doing it for like, oh, I like this franchise and I like this franchise, man. They really spoke to me. At this point, you're just like, oh, a new figure came out. I got to buy it just so I can, add it to the collection.
Right.
But then again, there's people out there that does like everything, like I do. I love
Yeah,
it.
no, which, yeah, that's what's not. I know not everybody's like that. I mean, plus it gets super expensive. Ask Nate.
That's true too.
Ask Nate.
It does.
Especially if you army build too.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Why you reminded me?
It's like, see, I got an excuse. I got a mini me. I gotta buy doubles for. Nate's like,
Oh,
I'm
God.
screwed. Nate's like, I'm screwed.
Right.
You know what? Doc's been quiet for a bit. You know what? Wait. Before we get to Doc, let's hit up the classic.
I just screwed myself.
Yes, I can hear it right away because I'm not.
Yes.
Okay, Doc.
My day can begin now.
All right, Doc. Why are you a
yeah. I
collector?
mean,
why do you collect? Come on.
I guess I collect because of the nostalgia. You know, when I was a kid, you know, being privileged enough to, you know, have my parents like buy me like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Ghostbusters, like way back in the day. You know, those kind of like, you know, triggered little deep-seated seeds in my head about that budded and grew into, you know, roses and flowers of collecting. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but bottom line is, you know, it all started and stemmed back from when I was a child and just kind of wanting to recapture maybe some of that childhood. Maybe it's a little bit of
that
manic
magic,
depression.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to collect, you know, for my favorite movie lines. Like right now, one of the things I'm doing is just trying to collect figures from movies or shows I watched with my dad, or even now watching with my kids. Just kind of like remember those moments, if you will. You know, and I do have a completionist mentality. I'm always like, I have to have everything. So with Hot Toys, I'm trying to break that a little bit and be okay with missing out on something from here and there. Like I used to only focus on Star Wars Hot Toys, and then it grew into Marvel, and then it grew into DC, and then it grew into one-offs. Yeah, I still collect cool shit, if you will. Like, so I have like a lot of like one-to-one props and replicas, like Ghostbuster plasma packs from HasLab, the Neutrino wand. So like I like to collect cool shit, which can get you into trouble. Especially yeah, because it's space wise, more so than money. But and then also collecting backwards. I want to go back and collect some of those older figures that I passed on previously, but that, you know, that makes it hard to go forward with some of your new purchases. So sometimes you have to make sacrifices, or you have to do a juggling act to get everything you want that might be, or everything that I want that might be trying to fill a hole inside of me that I can't fill in. This is turning into a therapy session, but
this is what's supposed to. This is what's supposed to be today. This is supposed
but
to be
you know, I think it looks cool. I think it looks fun. So I like to come into my room, and it's just a lot of fun when you come in here. It makes me happy. You know, because there's a lot of stuff in life that, you know, can really drag you down a little bit and get you into some dark, you know, thoughts. So
escapism.
When I come in here, I'll maybe grab a figure off my shelf. I'll repose it, or I'll redisplay it in some way, or I'll just take a few minutes to walk around and just enjoy what I have, and then not try and dwell on what might be missing from the collection, like my Maji cases. But yeah, that's why I collect. That kind of just take my mind off of real life.
Yeah. No, I can feel that too, because you know, get through work, long day, maybe someone cut you off in the highway, and you just want to go home and just chillax, and there it is, all these figures that you come back to, all these characters that you love, you know?
Right. Or if I'm having a bad day at work, I'm like, you know what? Let's have a better day, because this is how I pay for my Hot Toys. So, you know, let's just serve this as a reminder that, you know, I can keep enjoying my collection, even if I'm not enjoying, you know, the best of days at work.
Some guy says, just curious, how do you see yourself as a collector and your collection 20, 30 years from now? Will you still have the passion? I guess we could go down the list. Like, I'll be last because I want to hear everybody else's, you know, views about this question. Let's hit up Hot Toys Hotline.
So, I think this question is highly dependent upon number one, Hot Toys and how they continue to evolve as a company. Obviously, the big debate right now is like all these reissues and 2.0s, and not to say that I see them turning into a company that just does that and just keeps putting out the same figures over and over again, but it all depends on how the company evolves and what type of figures they're putting out. As long as they continue to put out stuff at the quality or better that they're putting out now, and it's stuff that I like, I don't foresee myself stopping anytime soon. Obviously, in life, things happen, though. If a crazy life event turned up and I needed a bunch of money to take care of something that's important to my family, then, of course, the Hot Toys would go. But hopefully that never happens, But things like that happen. And a lot of people get upset when they have to sell off stuff because something happens, like their car breaks down or whatever. But you shouldn't feel bad about that, because at the end of the day, that's what's more important. If you have some emergency things that pop up, don't be afraid to sell off some figures, because you can always get them back. What's more important is taking care of your life first before these figures. So
Mm-hmm. Got you. C&B?
I agree with Hot Toys Hotline. I mean, that's quite the projection. Like, with your life, 20, 30 years is a lot of time.
A lot of
that
toy
goes by.
collecting.
Yeah. So I agree with Hot Toys Hotline. As long as Hot Toys and all these other companies that we're into keep producing great stuff, then I don't see myself quitting. I just see, if anything, just evolving to whatever. Let's say like Hot Toys and all them start doing different things. It'd just be, if we're still in the game, we would just evolve with them.
Doc,
I mean, that's what collecting
right,
pretty
go
much is, right? You evolve. You start with something, and then most collectors start with one thing, and then as time goes by, they get into other things and collect other things as well. Like, I started strictly with just statues, and then I branched off.
You brought up a very good point when it comes to changing, because you know the meme I love bringing up.
The world's changing. It's time we change too.
Yep.
The world's constantly changing, so I guess you just change with it.
Or you get left behind. That's the way.
Yeah.
That's the way it is, especially with collecting. You either go with it, or you just get left behind. Because if you get stuck in like your old ways and how you want things and how you want companies to handle their stuff, and they evolve and move forward, you're just gonna get left in the dust.
Yeah.
So Doc, how you feel about 30 years in the future you collecting once the scales are Hot Toys, even if Hot Toys is there 30 years from now?
I was on mute. Yeah. So to circle back real quick, what Hot Toys Hotline was saying about selling off your stuff and being able to buy it back, due to life or whatever. There may not be, extenuating circumstances that require you to sell things like an emergency or whatever, but you may have life goals or dreams. I always like to think about Kevin Smith. He sold off his entire comic book collection back in the day to help fund a little well-known movie called Clerks. And he went on to become a pretty damn phenomenal director and writer, and has had a very successful career, and was able to go back and repurchase those comics and enjoy that collection again after the fact. So you may, in a few years, you or myself, anyone may find themselves in a situation where they can use their collection to fund maybe a passion or a new hobby. For me, I don't think I'll get into like movie directing or anything like that, but I would certainly hope that there's not an instance where there's a life emergency where I would need to part ways with anything. But going back to the question of where I see my collection in 20 or 30 years, like that, that's an existential crisis kind of question. I don't like to think more than like a day ahead right now, because like when I think about 30 years from now, I think of like the world on fire, everything falling apart, like society has collapsed, there's no government control anymore. So I try not to think of that far in the future, because it just like causes like all this emotional distress for me. But I do hope that in 20 or 30 years, I I'm maybe a little bit more focused in my collecting, because I'll be well in my 60s by then. So I'll probably be like 1 foot out the door by then. So maybe at that point I might not have as an extensive collection as I do now. That's a really tough question that I probably maybe need some a little bit of philosophizing juice to like really go deep into that. But I can see, like, at least for 5 years from now, I can see, my collection continue to grow and be really bursting at the seams, if you will. I'm sure there's going to be some point where things have to stop. Like, my dad kind of jokes with me, maybe not even jokes with me, but he's like, one day you're going to wake up 20 years from now and you're just going to be like, what the hell? And he's probably not wrong. Like, there's sometimes where I'm just like, what the hell? Like, why do I need 15 clone troopers?
Why do you need like 5 Darth Vaders? It's the same Vader.
Because I need one for each pivotal moment.
Yeah, just a segue into that. With the 30 years in collecting, right? If that ever comes to be for me, like if I'm there 30 years from now still collecting Hot Toys, the Hot Toys is still around by then. If the Earth is still around within 30 years, right? I feel that as long as the IPs and the love of collecting still brings the passion in me to continue collecting, there's nothing to stop me from not collecting anymore. See what I'm saying? Because I still have this passion to enjoy what I have right now. And if that passion still keeps growing, depending on the IP, there always will be a new IP. There always will be a new show or have you. And probably Hot Toys will claim that, or another wants to sell company, maybe in 30 years, will be neck and neck with Hot Toys, and they're doing the Gundam not 112 figures or what have you. Well, right at that point it will be 3-0, I think. 3-0 does great with the Transformers, but either way, I will find a way. I will find a way to continue collecting, whether it's Hot Toys or the next best 1/6 scale figures, because I don't think I'll ever go back to another collecting hobby. For example, I first started collecting collector editions for video games and stuff like that. I was big on that. I still have a lot of collector edition video games, but then I moved over to Funko Pops, and that thing went like bazingas. Like, I was like, damn. I mean, like, I was like, let me see, about 7,000 Funko Pops and their resale values at 30,000 for them. So if I ever wanted to like just sell them off and then continue growing my Hot Toys, there you go. I got a little nest egg. But then I moved over to Hot Toys, because the reason why is because there was a moment in EndGame that caused me, like, you know what? I want to continue my collecting hobby to the next level, to the next best thing, and that was Hot Toys. I wanted to bring these characters to life from EndGame into my display. Like, I had my Funko Pops display, but it didn't fit right. Like, I didn't want Captain America as a Funko Pop with Mjolnir, from EndGame. No, I wanted an actual figure, 1/6 scale 12-inch figure with all the accessories and the quality that made that moment just spring up in theaters and just yelling for Cap to beat the living hell out of Thanos, And that's how I'm here today, just collecting Hot Toys and doing freaking discussions like this about, collecting Hot Toys. So as long as the passion is there from the IPs, and then it correlates over and moves over to Hot Toys, I don't see myself stopping within 30 years, in the next 30 years or so. Like, as long as I'm there, breathing and collecting, it's going to continue. I'll find a way to either sell a portion of my collection to make more room, or I'll just get a bigger house or something. You know what I mean? That's funny though. Like, get a bigger house just for Hot Toys. I'm like, what? What kind of ideas? Like, you get a bigger house for your family? No, my Hot Toys are family. What are you talking about? But I think, like I said, it's all about what you're passionate about, and if you don't get a figure, and you get a figure that you're not passionate about as pretty much a character, like for example the 2-pack Boba Fett, you're not passionate about Boba Fett to have this 2-pack, then honestly you don't really need this in your collection. If you sold the movie, it sold the show, and you weren't a big fan of the show, especially the origin story of this Boba Fett, the Mando look. No, Boba Fett Tusken Raider look. Don't get it. Yeah, if you get it for the resale value, then I'm like, dude, this figure has been sitting.
You're gonna be waiting a minute for that.
You're gonna be waiting a minute if you want to resell this. It's like
but it is awesome.
It is awesome. I love it. I love it because I'm passionate about Boba Fett. I'm passionate about this character and this moment.
Boba Squad. Boba Squad.
Boba Squad.
Please highlight this comment right over here.
Which one?
Popcultcha living room.
Yeah, I was cracking up at that.
There you go. There's one, in 30 years, I'll be on the reboot of Hoarders where the cleanup crew will be oh my god, through piles of shipper boxes and bottles of oh my god.
That sounds a little bit like personal experience or self-connecting. Do you have something to tell us, Costa? He's
filming his like display video, and he has to move the urine out of frame so no one sees it.
It's all it starts is with one bottle, and then it becomes all
doing a tour collection.
Do you work for Amazon customer service?
Oh stack of urine bottles, and everybody's in the live chat's like, "What are those? Pay no attention to those."
Wow. So another thing I want to bring up too. So, as a collector, do you collect for the rarity? Is that wrong? Like, let's say you don't have a passion for a character, but you collect because your passion is the rarity of that character.
Yeah.
So, like for example, okay, let's say I don't collect any Boba Fett's. The only one I have in my collection, let's say, hypothetically, because I don't have it. The animated Boba Fett, which is the rarest of the Boba Fetts out there, right? Before the Arena Boba Fett came out, but the rarest of the Boba Fetts is the Arena, the animated Boba Fett. The resale is high; it's hard to get. Whoever sells it is pretty much reselling it for bungles of money. You got to spend that kind of money, upwards of $1,200 at some point.
Right.
So at that point, it's a rarity. It's a grail, right? You collect grails. You don't collect. Your passion is the grail, not the mass-produced figures. So Hot Toys Hotline, what say you about that?
So at the end of the day, of course, all of us, we collect these figures because we love them. But I'd be lying if I were to say I don't enjoy having rare stuff in my collection. You know what I mean? Because that's what sets your collection apart from the average Hot Toys collector. Like if someone's relatively new to the hobby, it's awesome. Like I have friends, I have 5-6 friends that live in my general area that see my collection. They're like, oh, dude, I want that figure. I need to get that figure. And it's fun. It's a fun aspect of the hobby. I like having stuff that's rare because it's like it has that shelf presence and it has that wow factor because a lot of that stuff you don't see very often. But again, it's also cool because when I have friends come over and they look at my collection, it gives them an idea of where they want to go with their collection because they're like, oh, I'm putting that a New Hope Leo on my list. I'm putting this figure on my list after they get to see it in person. Yeah, so I think there's a balance. You shouldn't be buying these figures based on monetary value or monetary gain. But that's just something that comes with the hobby. Is there are figures that are rarer than others, especially the figures that are long sold out. Obviously, Arena Boba Fett is a recent one that was kind of a unique situation on his own. The Chrome clone did get a little bit of a boost in value because it sold out so quick, but obviously with the QC issues and such, it's kind of fallen down. But Arena Boba Fett is still sitting at like $500. So
that's true. Well, again, I think it's all about the personal collector when it comes to whether or not you feel like it's a figure is a grail or what have you. For example, my Remnant Troopers. I don't see them as a grail, but people do see them as a grail because those figures ended up, selling out, fairly quick because no one pre-ordered them because they didn't like, oh, it's a battle damaged Rogue One. I don't like that. But for me, I enjoyed the moments they represented in the actual show, the actual episode. I enjoyed that moment, the 4-1. That's the reason why I bought them. That 4-1 moment with Mando and the Remnant Troopers. I have you 4-1. I like those odds. You know what I mean? I love that. Love that. It brought me back to Star Wars right there. But there are collectors out there that do feel that the Remnant Troopers are grails and they try to hunt them down. But, they're quite expensive at this point. Just for a stormtrooper,
Right,
not
for
expensive
what it
as
is.
for what it is. It's not expensive as the Rogue Ones, per se. The Rogue Ones are like seemingly more amount because there are barely any pre-orders for them. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like I feel like it's just a personal adventure for each one of us. If you collect for the Grail, for the rarity and the Grails, how would you go about continuing now with the way Hot Toys is? Because now, like for example, the Mark V, they brought that back, right? And now there's a more exclusive version of the Mark V that you did not purchase because you bought the Mark V diecast currently. It doesn't bother me one bit. I still like my diecast Mark V, but there's a more rare diecast Mark V out there in Shanghai, right? And now you got to go and try and sell your Mark V just to pay off that Mark V that's much more rare,
Yeah.
But then again, if you're selling a figure to buy a more rare figure, but then Hot Toys goes and puts out another reissue of the same figure, just a different base, like how would you go about just collecting grails? Like, or are you more patient enough to where you're adapting to the changes with Hot Toys? Because Hot Toys is not the same what it used to be like, from what I can tell. Like what 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, Hot Toys was a different animal. Back then, the figures were a lot rarer because not many pre-orders and not many batches.
It was a smaller hobby for sure, a much smaller hobby than it is now. I think the biggest thing with your question is like, and it's hard to do obviously because we don't know what Hot Toys is going to surprise us with, but it's like you have to kind of look at these figures and think like, is this truly possible in the near future? And also the other side of that question is, the other part of that question is, am I willing to wait? Because let's say, perfect example, everybody right now is like, I'm waiting on Death Trooper Specialists because they saw them in the Andor show.
Yeah.
Now, the Death Trooper Specialist has come down quite a bit. I mean, I think you can get them pretty easily for like $400 right now. I think that part of that is to do with the pleather issues. I think that kind of crushed the value on that figure recently because more and more are having issues. But regardless, a lot of people are like, why would I spend $400 when we've seen this figure on screen? And it's very possible that they're going to put out that figure for this show. So it's like you definitely have to follow all of the current content to make that decision, or at least follow one of these gentlemen on the screen here who share that information with everybody, and we talk about it on our streams and on Facebook and such. But yeah, we talked about this the other day. There are certain figures that are probably safe for a while that they're never going to do again. Like, to be honest with you, I don't know when they would ever do another animated Boba Fett. I don't know where they would squeeze that into their current release schedules to where it would make sense for them, because they haven't even done the prototype Boba Fett yet. This one was a big surprise to us because we're like, oh man, not only is this a Boba Fett repaint, but this is the Arena Boba Fett. This is Jeremy Bullock. Like, they actually put some thought into this. So it's like, I do think some figures are safer than others, but like Troopers, Iron Man, Spider-Man, a lot of those figures are probably not safe just because they sell so well, especially in Hong Kong. They sell so well because there's a lot of completionist collectors for Iron Man, Spider-Man, Troopers. It's just very easy repaints for them. I mean, you can see what they're doing now. They're the Chrome Clone, the Chrome Stormtrooper. It's just an easy repaint for them.
Don't forget, Arena Boba Fett was also their first introduction to Star Wars comics figures.
Yeah, very good point. Yeah.
So that also like helps its value because it's the first Star Wars figure from Hot Toys.
Yep, absolutely, and it's canon. Like I said, we all know it's Jeremy. It's technically Jeremy Bullock's Boba Fett, so it's definitely a big selling point for it.
But then again, you shouldn't feel bad about collecting a figure that you see as a personal grail. Like, for example, I can see people saying that the two-back Boba Fett is their personal grail right now. That is their best set for their Boba Fett display. But because everybody keeps trashing on it because of what happened with the show and what have you, don't feel, discouraged to own this figure in your collection or this figure set in your collection. Be proud of it. You spent hard-earned money to get this, and you're displaying it. You're posing it with it. you're just enjoying the experience. I think that's another thing too that collectors need to understand as well. As long as you're enjoying the experience of collecting, you know, you shouldn't have any issues when it comes to what new releases come out or what have you. If you're as long as you're enjoying the experience, if you're not enjoying the experience, you got to reevaluate yourself or figure out where you need to make the right change, you know, because if you're continuing to come in and feel mad about the company doing what they're doing, and you can always speak with your wallet, of course, like don't buy the figure or don't even attempt to talk about the figure. You just, hey, that's another figure that I'm not getting. I'm cool. So, but then again, you know, I do see a lot of discussion about the current state of Hot Toys and the way things are being pushed. Because Hot Toys, they're growing. They're moving to new stores and what have you. So they're gonna be pushing more product. They're gonna be pushing more product at that point. And that's why I'm. It is one of the reasons why I want to do the stream is that, you know, what kind of collector are you? If you're more into the more grails or limited batch of figures, then at this point you're gonna have to be more selective what you get with Hot Toys, you know, or do more research where which ones will be the more sought after pieces in the long run. Like the Boba Fett arenas, everybody was talking about it. Everybody was explaining how things were going down for Boba Fett arena. And if Hot Toys does not go and create another batch of those, that one right there will be a rare piece because not many of them were made. Everybody was hunting them down, and they sold within 14 hours. Hell, it sold out at we don't really hear that a lot where toy fairs sell out quick. Like
I mean, look at the armor.
Mm-hmm.
The armor is still sitting.
You guys want to know what's crazy? Go to eBay and look how much they want for the Avengers Campus Spider-Man.
Dude, yeah.
There are people asking
800,
1,200.
Yeah. Crazy, man. And they're going to pay it. People are going to pay it.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. I mean, we said this about the Arena Boba Fett. Look what happened. We said don't pay that $850. It's going to settle around 500. Where is it right now? $500.
That's the power of the churro.
I saw one for $450 late last night, and literally it posted and it was gone.
Oh yeah, at that price it'll sell instantly. It's a hot commodity.
Somebody posted $450, and literally I saw it post. I went and looked at another thing. I was like, hey, let me go back. I went back. It was gone. I was like, damn, that was quick.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy because people know if like Nate said, if they don't restock that figure, this is going to be the low point in terms of pricing because the market's at a low right now. So if the market's at a low and we're sitting at $450, $500, like that's probably going to be as low as it gets for a while.
You know, another thing too, that collector probably sold that, or that eBay seller that sold that, he really loved you know, the idea of having that figure. But when it came to his possession or her possession, they were like, wait a minute, why did I buy this? Why did I get into the hype to buy this?
Yeah, I could buy 2 figures with the price that I can get for this one. It's probably
you know, more. You know what I mean? Like, why did I buy this? So that's another thing too. If you're into this collecting hobby, you need to figure out why you're buying a figure to add to your collection. You got to know who you are when you're buying a figure, because you're gonna get the figure and then sell it for half the price within a week because it's not the figure you wanted. It's everybody telling you you should get it. Yep. At this point, you're like, you're your own collector. You make the choice to swipe that credit card or drop that cash for that damn figure. You make that choice. For me, Boba Fett Arena was a day one pre-order. You know why? Because it's not because of the rarity, not because of how fast it sold out. It's because I love Boba Fett. That came home. That he's coming home. He's coming home. He was day one pre-order. The moment he dropped the Sideshow, right there, just hunting him down. Pre-order.
Yeah. It was
it's only natural. We've all felt victim to buying into the hype and you know, pressure buying a figure, and then once we get it, feel buyer's remorse. Like, man, why'd I get this? And then you question yourself, and you realize it. You know, after self-reflection, that you bought into something because everybody else bought into it.
Yeah.
When you know damn well you might not even like the figure to begin with, or even the franchise, but because, you know, you jumped on the bandwagon because everybody wants to feel included. Everybody wants to be on that hype train and be like,
Mhm.
yeah, look, I got it too. And we all want to feel included. We've all felt victims. But if you're feeling buyer's remorse more than you are gratitude, then you need to reevaluate yourself and your collection, because this
Yeah.
should be something that when you get it, you're like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm so happy. You know, I want to run out in the street and punch little kids in the face because I'm so happy.
I got Arena Boba Fett.
Yeah, how you like that?
Boba Fett punch. Rocket
That Boba,
punch.
and you don't.
Just running around with a box of Boba Doritos. Ah, gotcha.
Right. Gotcha.
I feel so powerful clotheslining these 6-year-olds. Ah! You should not. I mean, because buyer's remorse is natural. We've all been there. Even like other things you buy, like, man, why'd I buy that? I feel so stupid. We've all been there. But you know, at the end of the day, with collecting, you should have more I'm glad I bought that moments than why the hell did I pick this up? Because
Well
if you're
said.
getting the why the hell did I pick this up, you literally need to do some reflection and think about what you need to focus on for your collection so you don't keep running into these why did I waste my money moments.
Yep.
So another thing I want to bring up too is that what you said, CMB, the segue into that. Like I know people love telling the jokes that I like to collect everything, right? But there are characters I do not buy.
6 of everything.
Yeah. So I don't buy everything because I usually don't pick out the characters that I do not like. You know what I mean? Like for example, the Force Awakens stuff, not the Force Awakens, but the sequel trilogies. I was very selective with that, but I didn't just jump in just to collect those. Or the kind of like the one-offs here and there. I'm not collecting right now. They're in pre-order or in stock right now. I'm just collecting the characters that would fit in my collection as far as like my passion. And even though my passion expands to a lot of characters, you know, I'm not going to collect every Iron Man. You know, even though I love Iron Man, I'm not going to collect every Iron Man. Like the comic book Iron Mans, the plastic crack ones, I don't like that. The only one I like was the stealth armor, but the other two, the War Machine and the plastic Iron Man, I really do not like that. They really messed up those figures. That's another thing too. If you do not like the figure, the way it came out, final productions or what have you, but you decide you still want to get it because people are talking praise about it. If you personally do not like that character, do not fall into everyone's hype about buying that character. Like there's people out there that do love that classic plastic crack. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it looks awful on the Iron Mans. And like I love the figure. It's that plastic crack, and I'm like, oh, they really ruined that figure for me. That's me. There's collectors out there that did buy that. And they're having fun with it. More power to you. But that's not coming home. So that's another thing. That's another thing too. There's time. That's also a good thing about collecting Hot Toys right now. There's time for you to figure out if you need it or want that figure in your collection too. Like figures don't sell out as quickly as they used to. Even right now, the Peacemaker, there was still time to pre-order that before it hit waitlist. You know, so there was still there was like within 2 months after the update, you could have pre-ordered it then if it really like impressed you, like wow, they really improved that figure. Yeah, you know what? And that's why it sold out, because collectors were like, you know what? That looks so impressive. They updated the figure. I'm gonna pre-order. And look at that.
Yeah, that was a complete makeover.
Yeah, complete makeover.
And that's when Monica pre-ordered. Monica was like, I'm not getting this figure when he first saw it. And then he waited. And once the updates went up, he's like, okay, I'm dropping the pre-order.
Let me see. Agree. If I'm not a fan of the figure, I might just scoop up the accessories for it, though, and be good with it. You know what? I'll agree that I like the base for that classic plastic crack Iron Man. I really like that base.
Yeah,
but
you can use that base with a normal Iron Man figure too.
Yeah, but is it worth me spending upwards of $400 to get it? Now, if I see it for a deal on eBay, you know what, $100, $150 for the base, I'll probably go get it. You know, but I'm not going to spend $400 for just a base. You know what I mean?
Or $100 for a churro.
$100 for a churro. Oh my God, can you imagine? $100 for a damn churro.
Oh my God, I do see it happening. That's the problem.
I do as well. Yeah.
Like, oh, you want this soda can? $65. What?
Come again?
You can find those on eBay for like $10 too. Maybe
Yeah,
not the
well-
churro, but definitely soda cans.
Sodas,
Yeah,
yeah.
you definitely find the soda cans.
So, some guy says, I recently bought the Nightmare Batman 2-pack. Didn't want the soup, so I sold it for exactly half what my total cost was. And sold literally in 5 minutes after I listed it. I was shocked. Hey, you know what?
Mhm.
That's another way too. That's another way too. You know, you bob and weave in the collecting world. You bobbing and weaving. Like if you find your way, that's the thing too. That we're quite accessible to the marketplace right now through Facebook.
Dodge,
Like, it's
duck,
very easily.
Dive and dodge.
Or
Yep.
dodgeball. Yes.
What was
Or
his
dodge.
name?
How
Something
dare you make me
O'Houlihan.
bleed my own blood?
Well, I
Flash
just
O'Houlihan.
bought CW Flash.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, dude, I was so close to getting CW Flash. Like I said, had I not got that deal locally on the other one, I was going to get the CW one because I think it looks good. I know it got a lot of hate, but
I might have to get CW Flash for my
Yeah,
Justice
I got
League.
it
I'm
for
after seeing that picture with him
$172.
mixed into like the Justice League. I was like,
Yeah,
I'd
it
rather
looks
have
good.
Grant Gustin. And then plus when I saw that he comes with the head sculpt, and I was telling on the stream, like, dude, take that head sculpt, kit bash it with where he's wearing that outfit standing over the grave.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah,
it
no,
look
that, you
mean.
gave me the idea for the grave meme. So at $172, I was like, yeah, this is a deal. So let's
yeah,
go.
I mean
do it.
that's uber cheap, man.
C&B, part of Boulder and Boulder Inc. If you see it anywhere, you know that it was our idea and it was stolen from us.
Yeah, that 15% coupon came in clutch. I had some rewards. I was gonna use it on Taskmaster, but I was like, nah, I can make 2 figures out of the Flash. So
I
that's
said we
my
and
little
us.
collecting.
Wow.
I've got an
There
eye
you
on
go.
Look out for my boy
Taskmaster
Gabe.
eventually.
Gotta look out for my boy Gabe.
Hey Doc, so since we got you talking,
Well, yeah, just you haven't come to me.
yeah, I'm coming to you now. I'm coming to you now. So how you feeling about balancing between having a passion to collect figures, but then do you want your collection to have value, like the grails and what have you? Are you hunting to collect grails, or you're hunting to collect your passion?
Me personally, I've always collected just for what's going to be cool to me, what I'm going to like looking at. There are some figures here and there where I recognize the value of having it. For example, the 3-0 Guts Berserker armor from last year's Sideshow Con. I knew that only 400 would be coming to North America, and then only 1,800 were made worldwide. And I had just gotten into that manga run because of the author passing recently. So I'd heard about it in passing, but I had never really invested my time in learning about it or reading about it. But I recognized the intrinsic value of the Berserk armor that was coming out. And so I was like, I should get this, because if I miss out on it now, I may regret it later. I may want it later. I'd never had an intention of like selling it. I did want it, but I was able to recognize that value, and I was like, I'm going to order this. And it sold out that day, like within a couple hours of it going up for pre-order on Sideshow's website. So things like
I know
that.
it was in my freaking cart, and when I went back, it was gone. I was like, no.
Yeah, I think
So yeah,
B-Rock
things like
missed that one.
that I like to collect because I know it's going to be rare, and it's going to be a unique piece in my collection of like all these other hyper realistic characters that I have. So with the helmet on, he does kind of fit in with everything, even though his head sculpt looks a little animated. Here's his head right here. So even though this looks a little animated, it still even works with my Akira figure that I have. So if I wanted to have him with this head sculpt, I can have like a whole animated a whole anime section. So yeah, the value is important in some instances. Like for example, when I started selling off all my 6-inch stuff, all my Black Series stuff, a lot of that stuff had tanked in value. It was hard to get rid of it. It was like I was selling it for pennies on the dollar, and I just wanted to get rid of it. So for Hot Toys, I've always been under the assumption up until very, very, very recently, that if you bought and collected Hot Toys, worst case scenario, you're breaking even on for the most part on a lot of these collectibles because they do retain their value so well. But in the last year or so, in the last six, 8 months or so, we've noticed that there are a lot more figures now in the Hot Toys line that are devalued in the aftermarket, whether that's because of economic situations that we're in or other sources out there that are devaluing the market by slashing prices on figures that are still out for retail. So value for me is not a big concern as to why I collect, but I do like to know that if I wanted to swap something out, I can get another hot toy for another hot toy. Like, of the same value.
For me, the value when I guess when I need it, when I need to know.
Yeah.
And usually I really don't need to know the value unless it's retail. You know what I mean? Or if I'm just hunting for a figure and someone puts it up for sale. Okay. But that's as far as I go, because I really don't care too much about you know, looking to like you said, you know, I'm not looking to maintain these figures just to, you know, resell in the future. I'd like to maintain them and take care of them because they're a passion I would like to hold on to as long as I collect, you know. And I do get it. Like you do want to have, you know, if there are collectors out there do want to have a little nest egg just in case something goes wrong, you know, or you want to trade this for another figure. But is it with the state that we are with Hot Toys? Is it because like there's so much disposable income that collectors are coming in and just upping the pre-orders, you know? And because if they're coming in and they're enjoying the passion as everyone else, you know, just collecting, I feel that, you know, in the long run, it's going to take time for these figures to hit their grail status or hit more resale value in the future because of the influx of collectors that are coming in, these new collectors. Like me, I'm a new collector. I started in 2019, you know, and I'm like 100+ figures now. And I've stopped counting after 100 because I don't want to know how many I have. I will count again. Once I do my collection tour, I will start counting again. But I stopped counting after 100. Because I'm like, you know what? Because, you know, when you do the math, you know, just do 300 times 100, you're like, ugh! Yeah. You're like 300, you know, average. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, I really don't want to know that number. I really don't want to know where it is now. But that's, you know, again, like, I'm more about the passion. I'm more about the passion of collecting. But everyone is different with their passion. Like, there are collectors that are passionate about the collecting if the grail maintains, you know. And I do feel that that I think in-art is also a escape for collectors that are missing that grail status that Hot Toys is not, you know, delivering anymore. You know, which is fine. You know, like now there's in-art and there's opportunity there for collectors. Like, yo, that's a rare Joker because it's caught off the pre-orders on it. It's keeping it limited. Yeah, you know, hopefully, you know, the Joker comes out great. And, you know, that maintains that grail status. Like, yeah, I got the in-art Joker. You know? But it's all about the way you collect. It's all about the way you collect. And that's why I want to do a stream. I want to talk about everybody's way of collecting and then sharing the thoughts. And, you know, with sharing the thoughts, so some guy says, I collect for my personal joy. Like Doc said, if I am having a tough day at work, I look over to my EndGame cap next to my desk and it's the instant adrenaline work gets done. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Pop culture.
That's Cap telling everybody to assemble.
Yeah, assemble. Right. Pop culture says, I've been collecting for 30 years. I collect for myself. Having a rare figure in the collection isn't as important to me as having a figure that I like.
Agreed. 100%. I would rather have a figure I like than I don't like and just have it because it's rare. Like, who cares? I like looking at my collection because I enjoy the figures and the characters, not because it's rare. If that were the case, then I need to collect other things like fine art pieces and
right,
like Ming Dynasty vases.
Banksy paintings.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I do it for what I like and how it brings joy to me. Like every time I look at these figures and the characters, how it brings a smile to my face. And like Doc says,
Yeah.
it triggers your childhood nostalgia with some of these characters that you grew up with. That's what gets me with it is like being an adult and then looking at a figure and then it triggering all those great childhood memories of when you were like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, playing with your toys, you know, and just using your imagination and creating this world for yourself to where you could escape. And I feel that as you grow up, you kind of lose that. But then as collectors, you try to regain it, and you kind of do, you know, with collecting. You get those childhood memories back, and you get the same feelings. You know, you're not going to get down and dirty and go out back with 80 of your friends and play GI Joes and stuff like that anymore. But you know, you still get that sense of that childhood memory of, man, this is why I did it. This is what brings that passion back.
Best card kit. Damn, Nate, I started collecting Star Wars Hot Toys in 2018 and currently at 108 figures. I thought I was moving. We don't talk. We don't talk. Okay, we don't talk about that. Okay?
We're gonna need that number, Nate. We're gonna need it eventually.
I don't want to know that number.
I recently did count, or
You did?
actually I did stop counting once I hit a specific number.
Okay.
But I'm at over 150.
Oh God!
Once I got there, I was like, okay,
oh no!
No more counting. I don't want to know right now.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know either.
Dude, I don't even want to know because like my son, he counts his, so I know how much I've bought for him, his figures. I don't want to know mine. No.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
You know, mine's like mixed between like comics and statues and Hot Toys.
Yeah, that's what sucks when you have multiple hobbies. Like me myself, like I said, I don't just collect Hot Toys. I collect autographs, like specifically Star Wars autographs. I've got vintage collection, Funko Pops, lightsabers, helmets. It's like, dude, it never ends for me. It never ends.
Yeah.
But I love having all of it, you know?
No, I agree. My kid just got into sabers, and I had a couple, so I gave him my sabers, and then I've been buying him the other sabers, and he's also been getting into the Star Wars helmets. So
yeah,
he was like, he's like, I want some of the helmets like you have, and we can just combine them. And I was like, all right.
He's smart, man. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. That's
yeah,
funny.
he did. He's like, you and I can live vicariously through each other. It's all right.
That's hilarious.
So James C says, Nate, my man, and there goes, it just got ruined. I can't see that. Okay. Nate, my man, I can't wait to get my Mark V and Django in this week. Bring on the N1, brother. Yo, if that N1 comes out, bruh, oh my God.
Game
you know
over.
what that means?
That's gonna sting, boy.
Rancor is next. You know Rancor is coming. If the N1 gets released, you know the Rancor is coming. Come on.
I hope so. I still say I would rather have a Rancor than the N1 because that's more manageable. But the N1, I will do it if they come out with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone still want the Jedi Starfighter? Because I do.
No, absolutely.
I want it so
I do.
bad, dude. I want it so bad.
The N1 makes me have faith that will come out.
Yeah, I know. It's like, please. It's like off in the horizon.
It's significantly
it is
smaller.
Yeah.
It's like half the size, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they have no excuses
quarter,
at
right?
that point. They have no excuses. If
Even,
they could put out something that
width,
big. Like,
it's thinner in width.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that there are chances with the Jedi Starfighter would be the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. That's our opportunity right there.
And I just love that opening scene with Anakin and Obi in the Starfighter. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. And they get out, they go into the hyperspace ring. It's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Also, Optical 20 is in the house, and Will, hey, Optical, yo,
what's up, boys?
What's up? So Optical 20 says the problem when value comes to play gets mentioned. Somehow it only pertains to reselling value. Also comes in when you are purchasing. You know, that's the thing too. That's the thing too. Like I feel that collectors have their own way of how they see their figures and what value they pertain. You know what I mean? The resale value, the emotional value. You know, there's different types of metrics in here apparently when it comes to collecting Hot Toys. You know? Yeah. Because people collect for the, I guess at this point, either collect for the resale or collect for the passion value. when
Coming
the
from
moment.
the-
So for me, like for example, like it's let's see, how can I put it? Like, have I ever lost a passion for a figure that I have currently? I don't know. I don't know.
I thought you said lost the
Let me ask
package.
you a question. Right. Let me ask you a question, Nate. And I have my own situation where this has happened to me. Have you ever been super excited for a figure and when you got it in hand, it wasn't what you were expecting? I could tell you one. I want to hear yours first, but I could tell you mine.
Oh yeah, I have. That's what I was talking about earlier. The
I
buyer's
just
remorse,
received
we've
one
all
of those
suffered it.
actually.
All right, let's do this then. We'll start with Nate. I'm taking Nate's job right now. We'll start with Nate. We'll go to Doc, then me, then CMB. Actually,
I gotta
CMB,
think. I gotta think. No, that was a gift. No.
Oh yeah, you can't. You can't do that.
I can't choose
can't do
General
that.
Grievous.
That's cheating. That's cheating.
Yeah, I can. I was about to say General Grievous, but I can't because that's a gift. No, keep going, guys. No, Hot Toys Hotline, take over. I got.
I'll go. Mine. This might, especially because he's rising in value right now because of the Kenobi show. Mine was Qui-Gon, dude. I got to be honest with you. And I have grown to like the figure and enjoy it. But when I first opened him, dude, I was so angry at that hair. Like, I was so angry because obviously we buy these Hot Toys and we're like, we love these figures because they're super posable and everything. And that hair on Qui-Gon is literally so stiff. This is the head movement on that figure. It's like that. And it's like that alone, I was so hyped for that figure because it's Qui-Gon Jinn, dude. Like it's Qui-Gon Jinn. It's like the dude who made Anakin happen, you know? He put the gears in motion. So he's a very important character to the story, and it's Liam Neeson, dude. So I was super excited for it, but that initially tainted my thoughts for that figure, you know? And like the robe isn't the best, but I have grown to love it. When I put it in my display next to Darth Maul here, I have grown to love it, but that was a figure for me. I was real upset about that figure, man. It's like, and that doesn't happen to me very often because like a lot of us have said, we buy figures that we know we like as characters that we love. And I love that character so much. And when it showed up, I was like, man, I wasn't expecting that. But hey, they have since fixed it. Look at EndGame Fat Thor. He's got that long hair, but it's way more pliable. So CMB. What about you, man?
On to me? Okay. For me, it had to have been the Jawa Gronk 2-pack.
Ooh.
Like when I saw the photos, I was like, heck yeah, Jawa, I'm getting that 2-pack. And when I got it in hand, I was like, what the hell? So I literally just turned around and told my son, you want this? Yeah, okay, it's yours.
Yeah, I feel like with that one, a lot of people's opinions on the Gonk shied me away because they're like, dude, it's legitimately hollow and it's so light and it feels cheap. And I'm like, man, come on. I love droids, and I was like, I can't get it. I passed on it.
No, that was a regret. But
I bought it, returned it, bought it again.
Luckily,
Yeah.
like I asked my kid, like because I had got it, and then I was like, "Do you want this?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I think it'd be cool to add my collection." So I literally just repackaged it up and then gave it to him, and told him like, "Here you go," and he was happy. So
That's good.
Okay, I've got one. I had to really think for 5 minutes. The Mark 47.
Ooh, good choice.
Not what you think though.
Right.
It's because of how much time I had to spend to get a proper Mark 47 with the freaking QC issue. Every last one I got had a QC issue after QC issue. The last Mark 47 I had, right, had a QC issue, but it was just minute noticeability. Just minute. But the thing is, I was so excited for that figure because one, I had an idea to pose that with my No Way Home promo Spider-Man. Because you know it just works perfect because you know the No Way Home's promo Spider-Man, which is the upgraded, not the upgraded suit, the smart suit, the first suit, you know, from Civil War and Homecoming, the first suit they had. That one, you know, I didn't have any other figure to pose it with. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, the Mark 47, it works with that one. So there you go. You know, the Homecoming suit at this point. And I'm here like, why every time. I had to send this figure back 7 times for the Mark 47.
7. That's crazy.
7 times just to get just. Here's the thing, though. I sent him back 7 times, and still I didn't get one without a QC issue.
That was like Commander Cody for me. It took my 3rd attempt to get a working and decent condition Commander Cody because there were so many issues with that one.
I have a couple. Oh, it's not. It's one that technically doesn't count just because so many years have gone by now. But the first time that I was first collecting Hot Toys, the first Hot Toys that I ever had that really disappointed me. And if you know me and have been following the channel or following me for a long time, you'll know that it's MMS 347, which is the original version of Deadpool. I got this figure.
I knew it. I knew it when he said MMS 347.
He even remembers. He's so tainted. He knows the MMS number.
Like, as soon as he said,
I remember taking this figure out of the box, and I was like, okay, it's cool. I really like, but like the suit material felt so cheap. It felt like a lollipop, and of course, over time, it eventually did melt like a lollipop or a popsicle.
Lollipop, lollipop,
and
lolly.
I've grown to re-love that figure though because it's so trash now. Like I can do anything I want with it and not care about it getting destroyed. Yeah. And I have Deadpool version 2 now to kind of be my definitive Deadpool. Yeah. But that figure came out 6-8 years ago, so it's such a bygone era. It is an error, but yeah, it's such a bygone era now where it doesn't matter to me anymore. The one that I did open recently that made me disappointed with Hot Toys again, and this might actually be a popular opinion now, maybe not so a couple weeks ago, but the Chrome Clone Trooper. This is the first time I ever unboxed a figure from Hot Toys in a very long time where I opened it up and I just put it on the shelf and just was like, set it and forget it. Like Anthony from Six Scale Mafia likes to coin the phrase, putting away groceries. It felt like I was putting away groceries. Like it was just a chore. Like, oh, okay, another one. Maybe it's because I'm having some burnout with Clone Troopers, or maybe it's because I saw everyone getting figures with imperfections in it, like the paint bubbling, the paint peeling. I have a little mark on my chest right there, and so little experiences like that maybe soured my expectations with it a little bit. It still serves its purpose for what I want in my Clone Trooper display, but him by himself and me not going ahead and getting a second one off of a second account, I think was a mistake. I think he would have looked better with a buddy, a partner, because right now he's just like in the middle of all these Clone Troopers, and he's doing his job as the specialist. He has his Beskar armor. He looks cool, but it's disappointing. It was a $275 figure. You didn't really get many accessories. So I was just like, you know what? I have it. That's great. It's in my display, but there was no like fanfare for it. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, Broken says I had to swap out Django 3 times before I got the one that was passable. Yeah, that same for me with the Mark 47. I had to get one that was passable, right? But even with that, Sideshow had to send me a replacement helmet. Wow. Yeah,
it's like P-Rock's Django Fett. He says that no matter how he poses it, one leg is longer than the other. He said he has to keep one leg bent, or else it looks like he's lopsided and leaning.
Yeah, that's another thing too. That's another reason why I like to collect. I like to purchase. Yeah, I like to collect orders at Sideshow. Yeah, I like to purchase orders at Sideshow. Because there's an opportunity there, so I can like send it back, and they'll send me a replacement. Like the DX19.
That's a good warning. That's a good warning for new collectors. If you're going to buy from like eBay and stuff like that, just realize that you can't send it back. Like
no after sales support.
All sales are final. So if there's a defect, the only thing you can do is contact PayPal and ask for a refund if the seller's not willing to refund you your money.
And the only thing I can suggest with that is ask the seller every single question you can think of. And I don't buy new figures on eBay. I'll only buy stuff that's been opened.
Exactly.
So look
at it. I buy used. Stuff, I like buying used figures because I've heard stories where collectors just like I know we're moving on to a lot of other things about collecting, but it's all about what makes you a collector. But for example, the BBS Batman. there were so many horror stories of people buying a new BVS Batman, and the suit is freaking deteriorating. Hell, the BVS Sniper Batman, the actual leather coat was deteriorating as well, and it's new. It's supposed to be a new figure. No, it's not.
Yeah, when I did that trade and got that BVS Batman, that special one with the sniper rifle, like the first thing I did was open the box and inspect to make sure that, like, it hadn't deteriorated over time, like how that one picture we just saw recently, where it literally looked like, the Batfleck had mold all over it.
Dude, that happens a lot too.
Exactly.
In very
You gotta
humid
pay
areas.
attention. Yep. Like if you're gonna order from eBay, ask the seller to take pictures for you.
Yeah.
And if they're not willing to, then just pass on the sale, because that's something you should do, is be able to take photos of the item that you're selling the person, so that way they know what they're getting. Especially some of these older used items. Like when I got that Ed 209 from the store out in Canada, I asked them if they could open the box and take pictures. And
Right, because that one
box.
notoriously has issues.
Yeah. So they opened the box and took pictures, and I was like, all right, the dome is fine. It hasn't been, destroyed. So let's do it. And I bought it.
I'll go 20 says the classic suit Spider-Man. Wow. So that was his.
So many people have regrets with that one, dude. That's
really?
why I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, I've changed my mind on that one.
Yeah.
Wait, the one with the
scorpion tail.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why
I
is
haven't bought it yet because
people.
probably because of the same reasons as others.
What's the reason? I thought it was great.
It is great, but the backdrop, the little diorama backdrop, that's kind of chintzy. I like the little tail, but also kind of chintzy when you think about it, because it's just a tail. And then he comes with the cool newspaper and everything, but really, I have so many Spider-Mans. I'm Spider-Man burned out. But like, I have the cyborg suit, which is pretty much the same as the classic suit, and I don't know. Maybe my reasons are different, but I don't know. He's just kind of plain. I like when Spider-Man has like stuff to go with them. For example, Cyborg Spidey, he looks cool because he has the metal arm, the little pouches and everything. This D23 Spider-Man comes with the backpack, the hoodie, the textbooks, the droid,
and it's close to the classic suit anyway.
Yeah, and it looks just like the classic suit as well. So I was like, now that this is out, I'm kind of more inclined to get this over the actual classic suit.
And we're getting Toby and Andrew too, and it's like, do I really need that classic suit anymore? Not really. And then the new Holland suit that we saw at the end of the film.
Every pose you see somebody do with the classic suit, it bunches up way too much in the joint areas. The crotch, the elbows, the knees. And then you see people who said that they only barely posed it, like, because it's typical Spider-Man. You should be able to pose it. And the side stitching along the ribs were just popping and coming undone.
So guys, I know someone asked it a while ago, so I guess we could bring it up. We've had our top regret figures from video streams past few months ago. If you guys ever want to go there, Hot Toys I Regret. But if you guys have your pretty much top two, or your top, actually, just to keep it short, your top number one Hot Toy regret that you purchased.
Wait, number one Hot Toy regret?
Number one Hot Toy regret.
Ooh.
Number one. Like, let's not do top threes, because I don't want to just go on and on about the regret, but we can do top one.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, dude, I'm like trying to.
I'm looking around and it's like everything that I have, I'm happy with, but it's like, in what terms do we regret it? It's like because you spent so much money.
I have
and it's
disappointments, but not regrets.
You have one. This is why I like you guys. This is why I like you guys. You purchased your figures out of the passion of having that figure, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You made your decision.
I got one.
You made your proper decision, right?
I got one. My number one Hot Toys regret, and I actually should have probably mentioned this as my number one Hot Toys disappointment or whatever. It's the armor. I honestly, I like walk by that figure every day, and I'm just like, you're a piece of crap.
No regrets.
But I
Don't
do
work
like
for-
having my armor in there with my Mandos. But yeah, I would say is my most recent Hot Toys regret that just doesn't. I don't have any passion for it.
Yeah.
The Nobi.
I ain't got time for
I got to move forward and
Right.
march towards the future.
I would say this is a bit of a cop out, but instead of specific figures, I'm gonna just all of the Mando troopers. I regret buying them apart from Remnant Trooper, obviously, because he's a special situation. But basically, all of the Mando troopers, I regret buying them at retail because it's like one of those things. I feel like an idiot now because I'm looking at the secondary market and I'm like, dude, these are selling brand new in box for $180. I've said this before, like the Mando line. I was so hype drunk, I pre-ordered all of them, and I'm like, dude, I spent $250 on this one with shipping when he's selling for $180 shipped on Facebook.
But here's the thing, though. The reason why is because, certain factors are coming to play. Like Doc has brought it up constantly.
For sure.
Through the streams that, hey, there's other factors involved. There's another big reseller that's, selling these for dirt cheap, and collectors are taking advantage of that. But the collectors that already bought it, for retail are, missing out on the fun at this point.
That's true.
Oh, Optical 20 in the house. Yo,
Thanks, mate.
Optical.
Yeah, I was just editing. I was listening to you guys, and I was like, sweet. Just woke up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't think I have any regrets, guys. Like I'm thinking about it. No, like I'm pretty selective. Like I said, some of the ones that I was disappointed about. Like luckily, I have a mini me. So if I do kind of get disappointed, I can just turn around and say, "Hey, you want this to add to your collection?" Boom.
There you go.
One of my regrets is I think I just used the wrong promo code. Okay, good. No, I didn't. Okay, good. Because I had one that was expiring today at 11:59, so I thought I used the wrong one.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat with CMB. Like I don't have any regrets.
No, that's not. You have to pick one. You
have to pick one. I
thought I was cop.
If I have to pick one,
I'm
gonna go back. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna go back to, like I said earlier, that Jawa 2-pack was a very big disappointment to me. Like when I picked up,
yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, when I picked up that droid, it was so lightweight. It was cheap.
Mm-hmm.
The bases that we got, the flimsy, like rock covering to put over.
Oh yeah, with the little
base.
clamps.
Yeah, I was like, really? This is what we get? And then Jawa's eyes barely lit up. So
I had watched reviews on that, and I still bought it. And then when it arrived, I didn't even open the shipper. And I was like, hey, you guys can take this back. And then I went on Popcultcha after it had sold out on Sideshow, and I bought it again.
No, literally, like I watched reviews, and I still was like, I'm gonna get it. It's cool. I don't care. And then I got it. And said, damn it, why did I do that? So I
like it. It's cool, but I need more Jawa.
Do you want a Jawa to your collection? I was excited because I was like, all right, Star Wars. Barely get Star Wars aliens. So I was excited for it. And then when it was lackluster, I just turned around and asked my son, like, hey, do you want this? You want to add a Jawa to your collection? And he said, yep, I sure do.
There you go.
So
we all wanted the Jawa 2-pack. Let's be real.
We all wanted a Jawa 2-pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought we were gonna get another Jawa. We've seen them like all the time in the Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett.
We might.
Oh yeah, the Suave Jawa.
Well, they showed you that one fixing the N1. They showed you.
We need a 2-pack with Pelly and the Jawa.
He had the. Remember, he had the
and the hairy Jawa.
Yeah, the hairy Jawa fixing the N1.
Hairy. So
we might get a Mando Jawa.
Quick thing, Optical. Since you're coming in, I know you brought it up on the chat about how you feel about the value of these figures. I want you to see if you want to elaborate on it.
Oh yeah, man, because my boy Carlos always gets crucified for that, right? Like when you talk about value, because he's always attached it to reselling. When you talk about value, it's kind of like, hey, I want to keep value of my collection but that matters too when you're buying, right? Like, would Doc buy Flash if he's not 15% off?
Nope.
That's a value, right? Like we're talking about value. You still have passion for Flash, not for $250 though. I'm passionate. Like, trust me, if I can buy every Hot Toys known to mankind, I will. The thing is, I don't. It doesn't make you less of a collector if you're conscious about the money that you're spending. It doesn't make you less passionate. Right? So that's the thing. You got to be smart nowadays, because we all talk about it. Hey man, you can't collect everything, but you're passionate about a lot of things, like you, Nate. Like there's certain figures I'm sure that you like, but you didn't buy, not because you're not passionate about them, but because of your budget. You prioritize things before others. So that's where value comes in. It's just like it has a bad connotation. When you talk about value, people are thinking about reselling. Oh, you're not a real collector. You're just thinking about when you're unloading your figures. Well, it matters too when you're buying. That's why we wait for sale, because you care about the value. That's why we're waiting for Spectacular. Otherwise, just pre-order everything, right? Just you don't care about the value of the figure. Pre-order everything. The moment it pops up, pre-order it. So subconsciously, you care about the value, not about selling it, but purchasing it as well. So that goes hand in hand, because that's the bad thing. When we talk about it, people are just like, well, you guys are, not a true collector. You just care about flipping it. No, it's like, I wouldn't be able to buy most of the things that I bought, like Taskmaster, not going to buy her for $250, so right. I cared about the value in that sense. The thing is, I don't believe that Hot Toys is losing its value, to be quite honest with you. Like Mark 47, right? Like, it's all about timing. Mark 47 didn't lose its value. You just got to wait. You just can't sell a year or two after buying it. That's where, if you are that type of collector, then you got to be selective on what you sell. It's a different time now. Look at Mark 47 now. It's back up to where it was. Like, you can sell it for retail. You sold it 6 months ago. You're going to get less money. So does that mean Hot Toys lost its value? No, you're just selling in the wrong time. So when we talk about value, it feels like, oh man, you're just not a real collector. It's like, no, actually, I'm a more real collector, because I care about the value. Because the less I spend on a figure, that means I can buy more. Like I bought that. So I spent the same amount for Taskmaster and who was that? I haven't seen them though, because I fucking bought them on Toys. I'm
actually about to get Taskmaster
for that on July 9th. Jesus, September. I spent the same amount of money I would have spent anyway, but I got 2 figures. So does that make me a less of a collector then? Does that not make me more as passionate? Because I did get who was that? A Taskmaster and Gwen for $250 basically. The same amount I would have spent for Taskmaster alone if I bought her, same price. Albeit I did buy it from the devil himself, and haven't seen them, probably won't. But you know what I mean. Like, let's pretend I got him, which I haven't. But you know what I mean.
Well, I think that makes you a savvy collector,
right? Like the thing that's value. I'm thinking about value. I'm not thinking of selling those things. I just want to get them. You
gotta go where the better deals are, man.
Yeah, I just want to get them.
Play smart, not hard.
I'm not even holding them. Exactly. I just want to get them. I just literally wanted to own them, but I don't want to own them for $250.
Yeah.
If I sell them down the line, am I going to lose money? Of course I will. If I sell them 2 years from now, but what if I just hold on to them? I'm not holding on to them to raise the value, because I really want them. That's why I bought them in the first place. But I luckily I don't have to sell them in the near future. So it's all about timing.
I get that. It's all about timing and choosing when and where you want to sell them. Because for example, the okay, so I was gonna bring this up in Sunday's stream, but I want to bring it up now. All those PT figures, the prequel figures, everybody, when I was starting collecting 2019, going on towards till now, all these prequel figures were still in stock, and I managed to pick them all up, especially the OTs. Everybody was talking about how these PT figures would not do well because everybody was just hating on PT, right? Prequel trilogy. Well, to be fair, everybody was hating Star Wars because of what happened with sequel trilogy, but we don't get into that. But either way, there was this hate or disappointment towards Star Wars figures, and people were talking about how these figures won't resell in the future because of that that disappointment. But then, Mandalorian happened, and then everybody wanted to be a Star Wars fan. Everybody wanted to collect Star Wars again. And you see all these resales happen, like the freaking Dark Side Anakin rising up in price, the animated Boba Fett rising up in price. Hell, you had the freaking some of the sequel trilogies are rising up in price just because
that happened with the Sorry, I mean,
honestly, that happens every time a Star Wars saga that takes off. You know, that's what happens. Like, you'll have the true diehard fans that stick with it when the times are rough, and then like how the prequels when they came out was the new hype. You had all these people jump out of nowhere talking about, "I love Star Wars. I've always been a fan."
Well, this
like,
also happened
when,
recently
when everybody
with the...
was making fun of me in school, saying I was a nerd for liking Star Wars.
You are a nerd, but this also happened
care.
recently with another franchise, Prey. No one was talking about Predators 6 months ago. Now
Dead
every
franchise.
post in buy sell trade groups is I'm looking for
Wolf
this
Predator,
I'm looking
classic
for that
Predator. Yeah.
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 I've
Anybody
been
got a
wanting to
Jungle
collect the
Hunter in
Predator
mint
line, but I
condition?
want new news. I don't want to go back and collect the old ones.
With all the body issues, like Maz is definitely like
he's
very
modified
knowledgeable.
his to
Like when it comes
Frankenstein
to like
levels.
Predators and the alien figures, like if you need any help on trying to make sure that it is movie accurate or the bodies get fixed to what they need to be, you just talk to Maz, because like he's got every damn Predator there is and Xenomorph.
Yeah.
And he's modded pretty much every single one of them to make them movie accurate and to make sure that the bodies are pristine enough to where he can pose them the way he wants. But I think that's a franchise that needs to get revisited for sure.
I agree. But that's another thing too. Article 20, brought up good points that hey, it's pretty much is when and where you sell it, because like back then, 6 months ago, like freaking Doc said, 6 months ago, no one cared about Predator. And now since the movie skyrocketed, everybody's trying to sell or buy up Predators now.
Yep.
And the prices keep going higher on these resales. So
another perfect dead franchise, the 3-0 Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Did horrible. The figures didn't really sell because nobody was really interested in it. Now everybody's backtracking to go get these damn things.
I want them to have 6-scale representation of turtles. Like someone needs to go back and do the 90s turtles ASAP.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally looking at my NECA quarter scale 90s turtles right now.
Yep, that's a good point.
So P-Rock,
Just
real
wait
quick.
to your figures.
Yep.
I did, yeah.
So,
we talk to each other.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Well, we all talk to our figures. What are you talking about? When we do our reviews and stuff, yeah.
That is true. Oh, you're looking.
I talk differently to my fighting figures, though.
Yo, Daddy, chill.
Come on, Lane, chill out.
Figure custom made. So every time I walk in the room, I could just do her line.
Lane doesn't talk to Bison. He whispers to them.
while he's petting his cat. Oh, he's
right.
Yo, P-Rock, come on.
Sorry.
He got that new Catwoman statue. That's his new love.
Petting cat, I think Inspector Gadget every time.
I'll
get you, Gadget.
I just screwed myself. Oh, I thought he was here. You got me again. I want to look at the camera like this panel. Oh, he's back on?
Damn.
Every time he plays that, you think Lane's in the panel.
He lays in the panel.
Everywhere I go, I hear his voice.
So, hey, B-Rock. Just to, again, congrats. You're about to hit 1K.
Yeah.
You hit 1K? Yeah, you're only 6
I don't know. I just woke up. I haven't checked. I just woke up.
You're almost there, bud.
Yeah.
Head over there now if you're not subscribed already.
Yeah, I was about to say we got plenty of people
live. Let's do it live.
Six more people to make B-Rock 1K, baby.
Let's do it.
I'll get there. Okay. I gotta put in my review today.
Get him there now, guys. He's being too humble.
Do it.
Appreciate it.
Do it now.
Do it now.
B-Rock, what kind of collector are you, man? Like personal,
collector.
Oh, you're at 1K, B-Rock. You're at 1K.
You're a broke collector, right?
Like the rest
Broke
of
collector.
Yeah, you're a broke collector, right? You're hot toy rich, right?
Yeah, no. Not like you, not yet.
It's about you.
P-Rock like me. He likes to live dangerously between being broke and surviving off of ramen. It's an adrenaline rush.
I get a thrill of bouncing my accounts every day.
I love that stress of not knowing when I'm going to eat again. I love that stress of whether or not I got to go back into my backyard and kill a wild animal just to eat.
Dang.
Damn.
So you mean like collector? How? Like?
What kind of collector are you? Like personally, like you're a passionate collector? Or
Yeah, I'll say
what your
passionate.
passion? But what kind of passion though?
Anything that brings me back to my childhood. Anything I see like movie, cartoon wise, or just figure wise, just that feeling. Like this is gonna sound cheesy, but they redid those original turtles, like the Playmates one, the real small ones. Dude, I bought a whole bunch of those with the turtle wagon. Just opening that shit. Oh, sorry, I mean, Chris. Just opening that. Like I swear to God, like almost brought a tear to my eye, man. Like, it brought me back memories of opening my turtles when I was a kid and Christmas morning. So like just things like that, whatever just has an attachment to me. I rarely buy figures that I don't have attachment to, which is why I rarely sell my figures.
You know, I'm the same way. Like for me, like it's hard for me to figure out which figure I have regrets with because usually when I buy them, I have a connection to them. I have a connection and passion to these figures. Like if I don't, like Optical brought up, like I like a lot of figures, right? I like a lot of characters, but like even though people think I collect everything, and you know, it looks like it sometimes, but either way, there's figures that I said no to, like the Hellboy. I really like that figure.
Yeah.
I really like that figure, even though I hate the movie. I really like the character and I really like the figure. The only problem is I said no to it. Hey, Alita, I like that figure, but I said no to it. So I'm like, you know what? I have my other passions elsewhere. And there's some you gotta make the sacrifice call to. Alita and Hellboy. I really wanted those figures, but my passions were elsewhere at the time.
Man, I really wanted that Alita figure too, and I passed on it. And every day I'm like, damn it, why did I do that? Yeah, hopefully, with Alita Battle Angel 2 coming out, we'll get.
I'm hoping to, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get.
The movie did pretty well.
Doc's favorite saying, the you got 2 shots or 1 shot.
You only get
2 times.
1 shot, 2 times.
Yeah, there you go. See, so we might get lucky with Alita.
Unless it's P-Rock's Berserk, then you just have 1 shot.
I got it.
But
yeah, fine. I'm glad you finally. Yeah, I know you finally got it. I know you got it.
I want another one now.
Still like, damn it, I should have got it.
So Optical 20.
You said you didn't really like that.
I want to hear because Optical 20. He's pretty much a dying breed of collector, which is the savvy collector. I would like to hear his thoughts on how he feels about the Mark V reissue.
Oh, is that going to hit the US at all? Because it says exclusive.
I don't think it is. I really don't.
We've been told it's a Shanghai store exclusive.
I mean, we don't know the price, right? So we can't tell how much. Basically, you're buying the diorama there. Yeah. So we can't tell. Like, if the diorama is like worth $100, I would happily keep my Mark V. You know what I mean? Like, even now, I'm happy with my Mark V. I'm not gonna pay $100 for that diorama.
Exactly. Me too.
Yeah.
Like, there's no need for me. Like, the diorama is cool and all, but like, it's not gonna make me, aggravated that, oh my god, now my Mark V is worthless because that new Mark V has that base. I'm like, no,
that crappy base.
That crappy base at this point.
I mean, if they gave it USB power, that'd be a different story, because that's like an upgrade from what you already had. But even still, it looks exactly the same, and it comes with all the same accessories apart from the base. So
yeah,
it's hard to get mad over that.
It looks like a kid in art class painted it.
Right.
Like I don't know why you're getting mad. Like if you like Mark V, right? Like for example, you like Mark V, and then you bought this, and then you'd be like, man, this is fouled by Hot Toys because they released this. Like I guess, but it's not like a case of Crow Mando to Mando. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's a different case where they're the same figures. Like if you're really that mad on a diorama, just get the diorama afterwards. Right. And it doesn't make your figure less of a Mark V because this exists. I mean, what are you mad about? Because you're losing the value of your Mark V. I thought you were like a passionate collector. Why are you worried about the value now?
Yeah, good point.
And second, it was just like, oh, I want the best Iron Man out there. Then, since you're a passionate collector, sell your Mark V, take the L, and buy this if you're that much passionate and you don't care about the value.
Like can't win them all, man.
Hey, can't keep your cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? Like now, if for myself, I like Mark V. It doesn't affect me whatsoever because the way I see it, I'm planning to keep my Mark V. Now, down the line, if they improve Mark V, I don't know, 5-6 years from now, and maybe there's a big enough improvement when I sell that Mark 5, I'm assuming that it would at least be like Mark 47, where it comes back to where it was. Hot Toys always does that. It's just a matter of time. Now it's just longer. It would never lose value. I mean, some does, like that.
It depends on what it
that's
is.
Star Wars, sequel trilogy.
The sequel trilogy. Oh my God! Yeah,
lost all its value. But I'm planning to keep my Mark 5, so it doesn't bother me at all because I don't have that base. It doesn't make my Mark 5 less of a Mark 5. Would I want that? Sure, to a degree, because that base is pretty cool. But I'm not, even if you do release it at the same time and that base is like $100 more, I'm still gonna pick the Mark 5 that I picked. So it's for a select few people, I suppose. If you're really a Mark 5 fanatic and you're passionate about this, like they say, it's all about the passion, then sell yours. Take the L. Buy it for $600 since you don't care about the value. Go ahead, do it. So hey, that's, I mean, it's fine. Doesn't bother me, not one bit. And plus they say, I was like, hey, you know what? I wish they would have been putting, and for those other argument was like, well, I hate re-releases because they should be putting their efforts to another figure instead of re-releasing these things. How long have you been collecting?
Yeah.
Even if they don't do that, they're not gonna make another, like whatever you want, X figure. They're not gonna make Ripley, even if they don't re-release Mark 5. So
yeah,
it's just how it is. Either they make that or they don't. It's up to you now to not sell it.
So I wanted to bring up something else though, like another figure that experienced this, and I don't hear it now. I don't hear this hate now. The Dark Side Anakin. Everybody and their mother were pissed off about this exclusive release because everyone had either purchased or already got their Anakin life size shipping out. The Anakin Skywalker Dark Side right here. Like, to the point that people were so mad with this that they didn't even purchase this. Like, it sat around. It sat around to the point where this figure, you couldn't even sell this for the retail value.
It was selling for like $200.
Yeah,
consistently.
$200.
Nate, that's a perfect example. So what's the difference between this and light side? Eyes and the base.
Yeah.
The difference between Mark 5 now and the base. Yes, it doesn't have like red eyes, but like if you're into photography, you can easily Photoshop that if you have the light side version, right? Like the difference between this and light side is basically the base. The eyes is, I mean, you have to be really close to pay attention to those eyes. If you're into photography, easy to Photoshop. So it's the base. Same case with the Mark 5 now. It's the base. Did light side Anakin lost its value when it sold out? No. So same thing with Mark 5. Like if we're talking about value here, right? Like same thing with Mark 5. If they're both sold out, you don't think if you're a new collector and you're trying to purchase a Mark 5, I don't know about that. It doesn't have the cool base.
Right.
It's gonna have a price difference. Kind of like dark side is more expensive than light side right now. But it's not like light side has tanked all the way down to 200 nowadays because, oh man, light side, no one's going to buy that light side. It has no base,
Right.
So, yeah.
I think even more recent like parallel is the OG Mando and the Blurg. Did everybody go and sell their OG Mando? Maybe initially when that first happened, everybody was really up in arms about that. But it's like at the end of the day, now you just have a choice. You either want it with the Blurg or you want it without. A lot of people aren't even going to have room for that Blurg. So there's no point in getting mad at that to begin with, because a lot of people don't have room in their collection for a Blurg or vehicles. A lot of people don't take that step into the vehicle and like creature realm, so it happens a lot and it's going to continue to happen. But this one I think is like a direct parallel. It's the exact same figure as far as we know based on the prototype photos. It's the exact same figure that we got in the single release. They just put them on a Blurg, and you can't be mad about that because it is what it is. Like you said, Optical, it's like if you're collecting on value, then you're collecting for the wrong reasons, and everything does turn around eventually. Like historically, we've seen that. It just takes time. Like if you're selling your figure within the first 6 months to a year of when it's just released, with the way the market is right now, you're not going to get a return. You just have to wait, and it's going to go up in value eventually. That's how it is. Once things are sold out, it's supply and demand. People are going to pay higher prices if they want it because they can't get it anywhere else, and that's just how it is.
And pretty much at the time, like you pretty much were paying about this price for OG Mando for resale.
Yeah.
So at the time, I think OG Mando started dropping now because now we got so many Mandalorians at this point. You know, we got the new Beskar 2.0, and then now we got maybe a Beskar 3.0 at this point.
And you know what's going to happen with this one too? Everybody buying those Nightmare Batman 2-packs and parting them out, they're going to buy this, and they're just going to take the OG Mando and sell off the blurg. That's what's going to happen.
I'll take it from them. Give me the blurg.
Give me the blurg and the base. Give me the blurg and the base.
Blurgs and the base.
Yeah, that base is cool.
Mando.
Yeah, but I agree with what Optical said too, because like as a passionate collector, I don't mind reissues or re-releases because if it's an improvement on the figure I have already, I'll get it. If to me it's a big improvement compared to the original. If it's the same figure and I already have it, then why complain about it? I'm like, I already got it. Let someone else get it. There's no point.
Right. Like, when the Hulkbuster came back out with the jackhammer arm, I was like, I don't care.
Exactly.
I mean, it kind of sucked a little bit because I was like, oh, cool. I have a $4,000 big giant die-cast robot. But at least they put out the accessory pack as an individual purchase, which I still haven't gotten yet. But I mean, had they put out that Hulkbuster without the jackhammer arm as an accessory, then maybe I would have been a little bit upset because that was initially promised in the original pre-order, and then they canceled that. They canceled that out. So that would have been upsetting. But yeah, I don't mind reissues or things like that. It's kind of no big deal to me.
The only time it would bother me is like perfect example was like that Guts Berserk one, the limited one. That's supposed to be limited. If they which 3-0 doesn't do reissues, thankfully. But if they ever do reissue that, I will be upset about because they label it as limited.
They won't because they signed that contract with his estate to where.
Well, no, I know they won't do it. I'm just saying, like in general, like if a figure is like a limited, they say limited figure, then it better be limited. If they reissue it, then I'll be upset.
It can be situational for sure.
Yeah.
Like I have no problems with reissues and things like that because with collecting, there are constantly new collectors coming into this game, so it gives new collectors a chance to get figures that because they weren't in the collecting game and they're just stepping in. To them, it's like, all right, I got a chance to get something that I didn't have a shop at because I'd come in this game late.
Well, I prefer collectors having chances. That's the thing. New collectors coming in,
that too, because it keeps the community growing and it keeps it strong. It keeps everybody. It allows newer collectors to come in as well, so that way this can just keep going. Like like my son, he's the next generation of collectors. So with the reissues and stuff, that excites him with Iron Man because that's his favorite character. So some of these figures that obviously he never had a chance to collect because he didn't even know Hot Toys existed at the time and he was too young. Now he has a shot to get these figures.
And not only that too, like another thing too is like good example. I know it's not Hot Toys, but Godzilla SH Monstars. They're doing a different version of the Mecha King Ghidorah. I unfortunately missed out on that one, the original one. On that one, so I'm super happy that it's coming out now, so I can actually get it. And not only that, when you get figures like that you have a collection that don't really have many releases, when you get that new one and you put it in your collection, it kind of brings that energy back to your display that you have for that. Like for my Godzillas, when I put him there, it's gonna bring that energy back to my bad guy kaijus.
Reignites that passion in you.
Exactly. It makes you stare at the display much longer for a couple of days.
Exactly. And that's what collecting should do. Every time you get something new, when when you're putting it up and things, it should reignite that passion inside of you. And like you were talking about earlier, P Rock, and I was talking about pretty much everybody, like that little kid in you should come out.
Yep.
So I want to bring
I'm
up
on the floor sitting Indian style, opening my toys.
That's funny. I want to bring up Arcustro's question here. Dímelo mi gente. Do y'all think that this Mando and Blurg will be a small batch? Well, whether or not it's a small batch or not, it's going to sit because
the price
tag, and also how massive this is.
Yeah.
How many people want to purchase this because of how massive this is?
Dude, that thing's about as tall as a lampshade.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I wanted Kawil because he's a little micro character.
Say a lamp, not lampshade, but a lamp. It's as tall as a freaking lamp.
And also the price tag. Hell, we were saying it. I've several times saying it that the because of the price tag, the Boba Fett 2-pack was going to sit. The Boba Fett 2-pack was going to sit because of that price tag. Oh my god! And also it was like a bestseller like crazy. When I get passionate,
babies come out.
Wow! You had to say this when we had the Blurg. Here, he's like a freaking tadpole.
Hey,
He lives-
Saturday morning, Family Channel, right? Saturday morning cartoon show? Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Look at that. Y'all ridiculous. Y'all are ridiculous.
Hey, you can
I'm not
blame
gonna
Bobby
walk by
D for
instead
that
of
one.
like that.
Specifically, Bob.
Yeah, you gotta blame Bobby D.
Oh yeah, those of you who are asking about the Dark Side Anakin, yeah, like Don said earlier, Dark Side Anakin was pretty much ready for pickup. It was a Toy Fair exclusive. It was ready for pickup at the con. Pretty much just like the Iron Man Mark V, ready for pickup at the Shanghai exclusive store.
Yeah.
So pretty much the same situation. I heard myself.
I heard you.
Yeah, I heard me too.
Who's doing it?
Wait, I have a quick question though, real quick, since you guys have veteran collectors there. How many actual Iron Man figures, like not like the whole neon stuff, but the actual Mark whatever? How many are actually made from Hot Toys? Do you guys know?
Are you looking for the house party protocol or just all the marks in general?
All the
Because
marks
there's quite
in
a
general, just
bit.
all the marks,
There's
all the
quite
marks
a
in
bit.
general.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, not only like
It's a lot.
2.0, 2.0
I mean, they
diecast.
did. Yeah.
Well, not really
Exactly.
2.0s, but like I'm saying in general, like they did Mark 1, Mark 2, like
Well,
from all
Yeah.
the
they
marks.
did Mark 1 through 7, and then there's the gap for the house party protocol, but they didn't even finish all the house party protocols. So literally, I mean, maybe 18 marks we've gotten so far. I don't know because I'm not an Iron Man collector. I don't
That's
even
why I mean
know.
neither. That's
Like
why
I'm
curious.
trying to think, because you do have all the variants, but the variants are of like the Sub-Zero is a variant of the Mark III, so you can't count that. So
No.
I don't know.
Does
'cause the
anybody
house
here in
party
the panel have
protocol-
them all? Nate, do you have
That's
all
probably
the
Probably
a better
Denobi.
question for Denobi. Yeah, because
Denobi,
Denobi's
yeah.
like a very
I
complete.
bet you
Iron Man
Denobi has more
collection.
than 35 or 40 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I'm
just
always-
have
that
two
always
Iron
throws
Mans.
me
I
off,
have
those Mark
Zombie Iron
numbers.
Man and the Hulkbuster. That's it. And my
Don't
son
listen
has
to chat.
more Iron Man than me, but that's because that's the Hot Toys character, or that's the character he likes to collect.
Yeah.
So that's his
Either
dude.
way, there is favoritism towards Iron Man, and right
Yeah.
now Spider-Man as well. But that's the
Yep.
thing too, is that if Hot Toys making money off these Iron Man, Spider-Mans, why are they going
Yeah.
to stop?
If it ain't
Are
broke,
they
don't
going to
fix it.
stop? Exactly. If they keep at some point, maybe at some point in the near future, probably Star Wars will take over and we'll see less and less Iron Mans. Maybe there'll be less and less Iron Mans through the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And hey, you never know. Hot Toys might even lose the. Well, I never think they will ever lose that IP if they license out the freaking Iron Man figures and Robert Downey Jr. If they have that they'll probably have that to the end of days.
Yeah,
But
dude.
let's say they
Well,
do.
Hot Toys has the robot thing, the line plan. Remember, they showed that leak where it was Black Panther Mech Strike.
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna say after
They're-
after
they're
Armor
doing-
Wars,
Yeah,
especially, it's gonna
they're doing the
reignite
Mech
the hype.
Strike comic line, and I bet you they're gonna do the Tech Wars comic line because after Mech Strike comics came the Tech War ones, where it's like all the Avengers. Tony built them all like anime. It looked like freaking anime Iron Man type of suits, like what you would see in like Bubblegum Crisis type of outfits from the 90s anime for robots. So, and then like I said, we saw that leak where it said Black Panther was going to be the first Hot Toys for the Mech Strike line. So
Yeah,
Hot Toys has got robots planned using Marvel's license. So that's an easy cash grab for them because I mean Asia, robots, mechs, done deal.
But yeah, that's the main complaint, that I keep hearing every time. Every time Hot Toys drops an Iron Man or drops a Spider-Man, all I hear is we did not need this. There's other characters they can make right now.
People just got to remember, like they're going to their market, not us. We're second. They're making those figures for their main base, which is Asia. So if that's what's requested and that's what's hot, they're going to go with that first. They're not worried about us.
Yeah,
But we still get our Star Wars. We still get our
Yeah, of course, exactly.
other Marvel characters at that point. Hell, we got Valkyrie, So
about time. Now we just need
I bet
Wong
you
and
in
and
Asia,
now
they
people are
probably-
complaining about Valkyrie, and then people are
I
complaining
bet
about
you,
Valkyrie. So
Like in Asia, they probably complain about the opposite. How we complain like, oh man, do we really need another Spider-Man and Iron Man? They're probably like, oh man, do we really need another Star Wars figure?
like Arena Boba Fett. This is
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah,
This
Like, look
that
at it
will
at both
forever be
sides.
a community complaint. Yeah, it will be a forever community complaint. Yeah, but
You're not gonna always make everybody happy. That's the thing. You know.
Yeah.
Hot Toys could drop literally 5 figures a week, different franchises, and people would still complain. Like, oh, why didn't you drop this figure? Why are we getting this figure instead?
Yeah, if their franchise doesn't get some love that week, that's when you hear the
Like,
complaints.
they could
Now,
literally,
you know,
like, say
don't
every
get me
Wednesday they're
wrong.
like, oh, we're gonna drop 5 figures every Wednesday for you guys. I guarantee you, people would still complain.
You know,
That's not enough.
But here's the thing, though. Don't get me wrong, though. I do feel for those that are like literal DC collectors.
Yeah,
They don't
for
get no
sure.
love. They barely get any love.
DC don't get no love, man. I'm a DC
Maybe now
collector,
after
and I'm
things
like,
start
dude,
turning
DC
around.
Yeah, maybe now with the Discovery team taking over and, you know, cutting all the excess out and rebudgeting everything, and maybe we'll see different format going forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Fate, please.
Because
Dr. Fate.
remember,
Yeah, that'd be dope. Pierce Brosnan.
remember most of DC stuff that was with Hot Toys that made it big was starting out with the Arkham series, the video game lineup. And we got Gotham Knights coming and Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. So maybe we'll see Hot Toys and DC talk some stuff, and we'll get figures from that lineup and try to kind of reinvigorate the DC Hot Toys lineup.
They already made the Arkham, was it the frozen suit Batman? They should make Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, the XE suit.
Exactly. I
would love a
And
Mr.
then, like, with
Freeze.
Gotham, because in Gotham
The
Knights,
Arkham
Mr.
version,
Freeze
he was
is
cool.
the first bad guy as well. And, like, it's focused on the Court of Owls with the new game. Dude, you imagine, like, the figures that'll come out? Oh,
Light up dome, that'd be cool. Like the
I want
blue
the
LED in
Arnie
an
dome.
actual
Mr.
Red
Freeze
Hood
melting
figure,
Kenny.
a legit Red Hood figure,
Yeah.
without him being tied to Arkham Knight. Oh, man. Sweet.
That would be cool.
Hey, when are we getting that Nightwing? They teased the Arkham Nightwing, remember?
They've shown that
That's what I'm
quite a
saying.
few times.
He's-
Purgatory.
And
Barely getting
they
any
teased
love.
him
Barely
He's shown
any
with
love.
Baze.
twice.
Shown with
Yeah,
Baze.
they showed him twice, and then nothing. Crickets after that for Nightwing.
So Bob Dylan just put up the numbers of Iron Mans. So Mark
God
1.
damn, that's many
3
numbers.
times.
That's like the quadratic formula. right
There's
there.
3 Mark 85s because we did get that new Mark 85, the Toy Fair exclusive,
Yep.
so you missed one.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
I can't believe Mark 7 is just
Come on,
4.
Bob. You
I
couldn't just put like
Mark 7 is just
total
12
equals.
floggings there. Oh wait, he might not be done. Mark
Wow.
42 2.0 is in the works.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I want to know if any
Talking
collector
about
actually
that.
has those Iron Man figures. That's
It's
what I
Mark
want.
7
There
by
is.
itself.
Oh,
There
yeah,
is.
for sure.
There's a couple guys in Asia, like Iron Daddy in Korea. He's got every
Oh.
single Iron Man.
Oh,
He's even
that
got
dude's
them in a
awesome.
Hall
Though.
of
His
Armor.
customs
Yeah.
are amazing.
I forget
Like,
his
he's-
name now.
yeah.
Budget Stark, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
has all of
Budget
them.
Stark has all of them, and there's another guy in Hong Kong who has all of them, and he's got like the Iron Daddy setup where they're in every single one of them is inside of a Hall of Armor.
So here's the thing, though. By this point, if Hot Toys is losing money on Iron Man, right? Then why keep making them? See, look how far we've come with Iron Mans. Multiples of every single damn one at this point.
It's because they sell,
Right.
man.
Exactly. They sell.
It's because they sell. They may not do so well in America, like because you see them on Sideshow sitting.
Well,
forever,
they
but
had
I
to sit
guarantee
for
you
a
in
discount.
Asia,
Yeah.
yeah, in Asia they're just like boom, 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 gone. Because a lot of these guys like they'll buy more than one, so that way they can have the Iron Man suited up, like the look, and then Tony Stark head sculpt.
Yep.
So.
And then another thing too is that so Optical. I know you brought this up in someone's stream, but like if Hot Toys is really losing money, why did they go and open up a store in Shanghai?
Yeah,
You know?
I keep on hearing that. It was just like, oh man, what if they're in trouble? It's like, yeah, because they opened up a store when they didn't have to. Like retail is dying. I don't know if you've been to one of your malls lately, but they're
Yeah.
empty.
It's dying.
You need to
Yep.
open a Hot Toys. All right, for anyone who hasn't lived in Asia, buying a Hot Toys is really expensive in Asia. So the median salary there is not enough to buy one Hot Toys. Because I
Nope.
grew up in Asia. So
So did I. I grew up in Korea.
yeah, so it's baffling that they even did a store that you order online for. You know what I mean? So they're not in trouble.
Not to mention, it's one of the most expensive cities to actually open up a store.
Yeah, they're
Because
not in
Monica
trouble.
told
And
us that yeah.
all these Iron Mans that they created, I mean, there's almost no risk to this. they already have the mold. They're probably just extra pieces from the back, threw up some paint in it. So even if it doesn't sell, at worst, they got rid of their, whatever stocks laying around there. That's the difference between an Iron Man not selling and a new character not selling. Because an Iron Man not selling is that it's just there. You have extra pieces, perhaps, slap a new color into it. A new IP that doesn't sell, now you pay for the IP, you pay for the mold, you pay for everything, and then it won't sell. That's why they don't take risk. This is not 2010. They don't need to prove themselves. That's why we see, like, just recycle. Star Wars, they're a business. As much as I hate to say it, do I want them to make figures that I want to see? Of course I do. I want them to make Dexter. They won't do that.
Yeah,
Not gonna sell.
man.
Like, I want them to make Dexter. Of course, the passionate in me, but I also understand the business side of it. So for people saying, oh, they're not wrong to complain. You can complain all you want. It's just not going to happen.
Free country, yeah. You can do that.
Yeah, I can complain all I want that they're not going to make Dexter.
Are you gonna get that Dexter optical, the one that they are making?
The one, the other, what do you call that?
Other
company?
Icon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Icon.
I got that
I got
pre-ordered.
the flashback or
Yeah,
Yo,
flashback.
that company took everybody's money and is running.
No, they're
I
an
don't
officially
think-
licensed company. They're backed by
licensed.
Showtime.
Dude, I
I'm
was supposed to
just
get them
joking.
early, but these
know.
guys just stop
I
talking.
mean, it's like what?
I
That
did.
damn
Well,
figure
no,
was
I
supposed
did
to come
message
out.
them about a week or so ago, and they did
Mhm.
reply. They said it is delayed, and they do expect
Right.
it to come out by the end of this year.
Jesus
So we'll
Christ.
see if
It's
they
come out
are.
what,
I hope
last
this is not
Wow.
another
This
Molecule
year.
8 kind of thing.
Right, it probably
Uh,
is.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna take the money and run, dude.
Well,
And
Take
then
the money and run.
then refund me
they're
my
gonna
money,
they're
I'll
gonna
use it on something
dissolve the
else.
company and be like, hey,
But
look,
but
shit
wouldn't that
happened.
hurt their
We went
contract with the
bankrupt.
Dexter?
Bye.
Because they had to sign a license to get the Dexter license
Yeah.
and stuff. They had
I
to
mean,
sign a
I don't know
contract.
how
Wouldn't that
big
hurt them in the long
contract
run?
is, but,
Yeah, I mean,
Molecule
people get
8 had,
licenses and go out of
just-
business all the time.
Yeah, I mean, they did
Mm.
one with.
Remember
what do you
that
call-
they're in a different country, so they don't really have to abide. All they would have to do is literally cut tail, run, and open up with a different name. You would never know what happened to the
They
other.
probably
person.
only have 500 pre-orders for that thing anyway. Like,
Aw,
who's
I
buying
hope,
a
I hope
Dexter
more,
figure?
man. That thing it actually looks good.
I mean,
But the
ordered-
damn
I
thing
would
was
have.
supposed to come out last July.
I know.
It was supposed to come out.
I got
It
it
was supposed to
pre-ordered.
come out Q4 of last year.
Yeah.
And they said they're
It's
gonna
been a
release a
minute.
second body to go with it too, so you can have the dark messenger and the other one, dark passenger, whatever.
Boy, it's like a 1.5 pack. Like
Yeah.
I didn't.
like
you
the
Optical
Vader.
say that they said that they were considering putting in a second body or offering.
No, they said they're
a
gonna sell the
second
second body
for purchase.
separate. They're gonna sell the
Yeah.
second body separate.
If you let me finish my sentence.
Sorry, my
P-Rod.
bad. You cut me
No,
off
that's
too,
fine.
man?
Can't stop. Won't stop.
I'm gonna let you finish, but
Go ahead, Hot. I'm done. Yeah.
You cut me off for that? No,
No, you cut me off. Anyway, I hope that they give us the second body because it. If you're giving us the 2 head sculpts with the 2 sets of clothes, may as well
Yeah,
just
it
give us
just
the
makes
extra
sense,
body.
man.
I didn't mean to
That's why
cut you
I
off,
was so-
Optical. We dropped the topic.
No, you're
because of that.
fine, dude. You're fine.
that's why I was so surprised by that Vader 2-pack, because I'm like, or by that Vader release, I was like, that should have been a 2-pack. You gave us all of the workings of a 2-pack. Of course, the cape they kind of cheaped out there and made it reversible, which I'm fine with, but I'm like, dude, that was like, if you're gonna do a 2-pack, that was it. You gave him everything for 2 different looks, but you didn't do the 2-pack. I don't know why they made that decision. Maybe they just thought like, hey, it's going to be cheaper this way and it'll sell quicker because it's cheaper. I don't know, but I was really hoping for that Vader 2-pack. I feel like 2-packs are kind of becoming the thing of the past at this point. They're not doing nearly as many as they used to. Granted, they didn't do a high volume of them before, but it's like everything that you expect to be a 2-pack, like also the R2-D2 and the C-3PO from Attack of the Clones, that would have been a great 2-pack.
Well, the thing is, I can see why they didn't go for it that being a 2-pack because you got a diecast C-3PO, right? Not many people like you. What would be the price tag? Like $600.
But people would pay it though, and they typically lower the price a little bit in a 2-pack because if you do the math, like they are giving you a bit of a discount for buying a 2-pack. So I feel like people would have paid for it. It's R2-D2 and C-3PO.
I think they might just be hesitant with 2-packs because of seeing the sales from the
For
Zack
Boba,
Snyder,
yeah.
Batman,
Yeah, Justice
Soup
League, yeah, for
2-pack,
sure.
and
For
then
sure.
the Boba 2-pack. I think the sales weren't there, so maybe Hot Toys was like, maybe we should stay away from 2-packs just right now because it's not where it is for sales.
Very well could be, yeah.
Now I do like the 2-pack idea, but for figures like the Nightmare Batman, a Toy Fair exclusive. You can swing in Toy Fair exclusive with a 2-pack. Ones that are people more are going more sought after pieces. For example, let's say they I don't know where they do a prototype Boba Fett, but they give us like a 2-pack with the anime Boba Fett. I can see that. 2 classic Boba Fett figures. Well,
that would break the internet. That pack.
Yeah,
I wonder how many people would
brains would
destroy
melt.
the world with that.
Yeah.
That would break the internet. Really.
Sounds
Damn.
like a job for Cobra.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, 2-pack Boba Fett, the animated and the prototype.
Yeah, that would be insane. Of course, I would
One-
buy it.
It's the first appearance of Boba Fett and the first prototype of Boba Fett.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I think
That-
with the Vader one too
Hey.
will be.
Did
I-
somebody
I
have
think-
dogs barking in the background?
Yeah, I heard it real quick. A dog bark.
Literally, I think my dog heard it through my damn earpiece because
I don't have a
started
dog.
barking for no reason.
yeah, that's my dogs. I'm beating my mic. My German Shepherd will laugh or bark at a leaf blowing in the wind.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah, and there she goes. There goes my damn it. She heard.
Yep.
Like
There you
the
go.
2-pack thing. There's some collectors like kind of like for me. Like I do the Star Wars mostly with Hot Toys, but I only need one variation of a character most of the time. So like I don't have like 5 or 3 versions of Vader. I mean, I have the 40th anniversary one, and I'm gonna get this one just because it's battle damage. So I can have the battle damage, this
Right.
blade, and a regular version. So that could be another thing why they probably don't do the 2-pack.
OG fan.
Boba
$2
Fett.
super chat. 2-pack Boba Fett must have all Boba Fetts.
How many hears it? There he is.
I'll go 20. Prepare your ears real quick.
Yeah, lower your volume.
Oh god.
It ain't over yet.
I love them goats. I know people hate that movie because it came out on Disney Plus.
I
Yeah.
don't know why
Thunder,
people hate that. movie.
Everybody
When did it
hated
come
that
out?
movie.
It
I love
wasn't
them
as
goats.
bad, man. I just
the-
watched it last night. It was-
People
I
should
like
hate
it.
Morbius more than that movie.
Yeah.
I rewatched
I think what it
Morbius
is
last
is
night.
people that don't understand Taika Waititi's way of doing movies. That's why they don't like it. Like you have to understand like where he like the way he likes to do his stuff. Like
Yeah. Well,
I went
in
in-
the next film.
he doesn't take anything seriously. I mean, look at was it JoJo and the Rabbit or something like that.
I
Where it's
knew
like it
everything
takes
I
place-
needed to
it
know
takes
about
place
that
during
man
Nazi
when-
Germany, World War II.
when he was at the Oscars and he was pretending to be sleeping in his chair. I was like, that's all I need to know
The
about.
thing
Taika
is, if you
Waititi.
saw
I
if you
love
saw
him. He's great.
Ragnarok, you knew what to expect.
Exactly. That's what I said. I was trying to say that, yo.
That's his vision, dude. That's the
Because I
way
didn't
he
like
does his
Ragnarok too
movies.
much, so I
Right, so
knew
you
it
didn't like
was- wasn't-
Ragnarok, so it's
yeah.
like that's what
Dude,
you're going
Ragnarok
into.
was a breath.
I
of
loved
fresh air when it
Ragnarok.
first
I
came
loved
out,
it,
yeah.
but I
It
know
just felt
people
Like, do you
pushed
guys like What We Do in the Shadows? Because he,
Mhm.
No, I didn't
was,
see that.
you know, he
That's
a
co-created
hilarious
that
show.
the original show. Like the original one, he co-created that. And
Yeah,
then
it's kind of like
one
The
on FX
Office,
is
but
a
with like
reboot.
vampires.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
And,
supposed to do
FX
shrooms
rebooted
before
it.
Love and Thunder. Ah, you see?
It does say that.
Damn it, Bob
There's
Dylan,
a-
you and your knowledge,
The
man.
Korg does say that. Yeah.
It says it on Disney Plus, like in the top right corner before you watch it. I don't know if you guys.
In the
saw
fine print, before you pay for Disney Plus, you gotta watch Love
right
and Thunder on shrooms.
for the best
Doc,
viewing
quick-
experience.
Doc, quick question for you, Doc. When are they supposed to release new episodes of Lord of the Rings?
Fridays.
It says,
It's
"Have you
out
taken
There was
already.
one- there's a
daily
third one
dose
now?
of psilocybin?"
All right.
Psilocybin.
You know what I meant.
Ayahuasca.
So, Optical, you said that.
No.
Okay,
You
I
said
know
the
you-
devil with that stuff.
I know you've been late. You've been late to watching either shows or movies. I heard you through the streams talking about it, and you said that Book of Boba Fett wasn't too bad for you. And now Thor: Love and Thunder. After hearing all the hate, what did you think about it?
It wasn't too bad either. It's not like it's unwatchable. I mean, I prefer it not to be like that, sure, but it's not because the way maybe my expectations are so low with this, with the shows that I'm like awaiting a train wreck, and then I watch them. It's like, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I mean, it's not in my top 10 Marvel films, but it's not super unwatchable. And I feel the same way with Boba and in Kenobi, like because these guys they stream it, they were just like, man, it was horrible. And I watched it and I was just like, maybe because I just watched it all in one sitting, because that's what I did. Just like, all right, I have no time to process or critique every single thing in it. Sometimes you watch it and you get a week, it's like, man, he really sucks big time on this episode, and he's a pussy now and all that stuff.
That is what people be saying, though. They do say that type of
well,
stuff.
yeah, there was like hours of discussion about every episode.
Yeah,
each
I
like
didn't want to
we're
partake
killing
of
the
that, so I
show.
was just like, I'm not gonna watch it. Just like life is too short to hate on everything. Like and I love Marvel. And these Phase 4, I don't really like. I don't like the direction where it's heading. But I don't hate it.
I don't even know what's going on,
still watch
honestly.
it.
Phase 4 is just everywhere, man. It's all over the place.
Right.
It's like spaghetti.
It's not good. I'm saying it's not good, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to create a video to bash. I was like, man, I was like, dude,
This is what Marvel's doing wrong.
Yeah, I was just like, if they're doing it wrong, I'll watch something else. You know what I mean? I'll still watch them, but
Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings.
Are you watching She-Hulk, or are you waiting for all the episodes?
I'm waiting for all the episodes again to finish, because here's the thing, like, it doesn't destroy the thing that I loved, because I loved Endgame. I like Phase 1 to 3, loved them. That's why I wanted every figure of them. This next phase, they can suck all they want, as long as they don't destroy the legacy of the previous one that I loved. I'm cool with that. You can be a train wreck all you want. I see you as a separate entity.
I'm cool with that too.
Just do you. Just like do what you got to do. As long as all of a sudden you say like, yeah, Iron Man is really not a human being. Be like, what? When you do that, you mess up with the thing that I like. And I feel like maybe that's what Star Wars fans felt with the sequels, because they love them so much. And maybe they felt that the trilogy was kind of betrayed. Maybe, I don't know. I can't speak for everyone. But with Marvel, I don't feel that yet. So they can suck all they want. As long as they don't mess with the Phase 1 to 3, I'm okay.
Well, there's supposedly Phase 5 is supposed to get back on track. So it looks like
Phase 6. So I looked at the lineup of Phase 5. It just looks as bad as Phase 4. Outside of
you actually beat me to it, because I was gonna lead on to that. Was like, they said that Phase 5 is supposed to get it back on track, but if you look at it, it's still jumbled everywhere too. Like Phase 6 is actually where it looks like things get anchored down and make sense. But we have to deal with.
I want to know who's gonna be the main villain. Like on the other phases, he kind of
Kang.
Well, Kang.
It seems like it's all leading up to, but they're spending so much time on it. It's ridiculous.
But
he's not like a Thanos level. Well, maybe kind of is. He's a multiverse.
He's a little worse than Thanos.
Yeah. That's why I was redirecting on what I was saying. Because
Kang is stronger than
power-wise.
Thanos. Kang has killed Thanos.
Yeah, I was. That's why I was backtracking on what I was saying.
And can go back, capture Thanos like a Pokemon.
We remember Thanos
and go to a different universe and everything.
Dude, there's a comic section when he grabs Thanos by the throat and literally fast forwards Thanos' age time, and he just turns into dust right then and there.
Yeah,
because he was like, "You may have the stones." He was like, "But I control the most powerful thing ever, and it's time." And he just fast forwards his life.
Yeah.
Dude, like Marvel is, we're talking about it maybe like a couple of days ago with the boys like Will and everyone. We were just like, man, Marvel is such in a shape where I feel like they need to call star players now, because they're letting the bench players play starter roles. I was like, the reason why we like Vision and Doctor Strange, no offense to whoever who likes them, but they're like B, C characters maybe, at best. But the reason we embrace them is because we have comfort characters that we always go to. We know Iron Man's going to be there. They're there for a purpose. We know that, Doctor Strange is there to open the portal or whatever. We know what their uses are. And Doctor Strange came out, like 2017, maybe 16. But we know what they're there for. We know why Captain Marvel was brought in. Right now, I don't even know why these guys are here.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're all B to C characters, and there's no good character to like supplement them. It's supposed to be Black Panther, in my opinion, but we all know what happened to that. But now it's just hard to root for bench players, even though they're playing for the same team. Kind of like, hey, when the Bulls retired, like when Michael Jordan retired in '99, and then all the succeeding players were there. It's like, it's still the Bulls, but boy, it's hard to watch. You get Ron. And I was there, Jamal Crawford and Brad Miller, and I was just like, man, it's still the Bulls. They ain't my Bulls, but this is where we at. And I don't know, man. It felt like we were what like 2 years away, 3 years away from the next Avengers, maybe 3 years away.
Well, Marvel's trying to branch off because that's why we're getting like Kate Bishop and all them. They're trying to introduce Young Avengers and then Thunderbolts and then West
Well,
Coast Avengers.
the one thing I'm liking with so far, they're bringing all these characters and doing their world buildings, and I'm hoping that everything is going to be, with all the world building, is going to come together with either the end of the next phase or the pretty much not the end game, but the 2 Avenger films that are looking to complete this whole phase. I don't mind that. As long as it's, you can, with all these movies, you can't have all W's. You can't have all you can't have all L's either. There's not been so many L's from so far. Like, I liked Loki. That was good.
Moon Knight was good.
That was good.
Start off pretty good.
Hawkeye, it was half and half, but I enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't to the point where I'm like, I'm not gonna watch Marvel ever again. You know what I mean? I'm still enjoying it. Hell, let me see. What was it, like the second phase? Was it the second phase? With Thor: Dark World, right? Everybody was hating Thor: Dark World. Hell, and then everyone was hating Iron Man 3. Like, I was there 3,000 years ago watching everybody just hating on the sequels. But then the Avengers, even Avengers Age of Ultron, people didn't like that. If you compared Age of Ultron to the original Avengers, people didn't like Age of Ultron. Now,
I like Age of Ultron.
I enjoyed it.
That movie aged like a fine wine.
There you go. And now,
that's one of the most pivotal movies.
Yeah, now you're enjoying it now because you're looking at, how the history has built up, and you go back to Age of Ultron, and a lot of things that happened in Age of Ultron are affecting the future of the MCU right now. For example, at the beginning of EndGame, Iron Man brought that up to Captain America, because you didn't let me put a shield around our freaking planet. We lost. Okay? We lost.
Yeah.
I just liked Age of Ultron because it was a cool take on that whole, just because you could doesn't mean you should.
Age of Ultron is arguably, it is the worst Avengers movie. You put him in this phase 4, it'll be the best movie in this phase.
That's right. You're right. All right, you have to finish the sentence. There you're going.
It would be. Yep. It would.
That is the worst Avengers movie. You put it on this phase 4, that would be the best.
Well, it's the worst because it broke up the Avengers.
No,
it's just, I feel like it's just not.
They do a lot. There's a lot that happens in that movie.
Yeah, compared, I mean,
superheroes are
saying
flawed.
it's the
They're
worst. I
not
mean,
as perfect.
we can put Infinity War,
Thought they
Endgame,
were.
the first Avengers.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you compare
it's
anything
worse.
to Infinity War, Endgame, and you would even say 2012 Avengers is pretty damn bad.
No, it's better than that. Like, I would even say Civil War is better than Age of Ultron.
Oh yeah.
Winter Soldier is better than Age of Ultron.
Civil War is my #1 favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah. It's, I would say that's top. So Age of Ultron is, it's, you can make an argument it's that Black. I even feel like Black Panther is better than Age of Ultron, but this phase 4, my God, I mean, we should have some sort of an idea now. I think phase 4, they thought that they rode the Avengers name. It's kind of like the Patriots, like when you get big, they cut you because they know they got Tom Brady.
Right.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's not around, like they're going to start from the ground up, but it looks like they're in pretty good shape. Marvel is not. Like, they're riding the name Marvel, and they thought that consumers would just consume it because it has the name Marvel on it. We don't need star players on it. We'll reserve the X-Men later, We'll reserve Fantastic
too long
later.
for that too, man.
We're gonna bring the street level, the C and D characters into play.
Yeah, I was like, we're gonna give you these characters, and you guys are gonna love them. We didn't though. Like I so far the only viable replacement, because they're trying to replace everyone, right? Like I like Yelena. So far, I think.
Yeah, Leanna's been good. Like the new next Black Widow. Yeah,
I liked Kate Bishop
Well,
personally.
that's because that's going for the whole Thunderbolts thing. Because
Yeah, I think this would backfire. I think phase 6 is where our hopes are at. I think we're gonna watch it and we'll be like, damn, Age of Ultron's better than this, because imagine, like, they took 10 years to get to Endgame, and those 10 years they have star players. They got Cap, Iron Man, like all these lovable characters. We have like what, from phase 4 to phase 6, like 6 years, and we're like year 3 now, and we have no direction, and we don't have lovable characters.
Hey, you got She-Hulk twerking.
Us to care if Kang killed She-Hulk. It's just like, okay, all right, I don't know, man. I'm hoping it's for the best, but it doesn't look good. I mean, if they bring in Fantastic, they're gonna bring in Fantastic for like 6 months before the the next Avengers game. Is that enough time? I don't know.
Is that gonna be phase 5 or phase 6? What are gonna have?
They said Fantastic Four is phase 6, just right at
Yeah,
right
Fantastic
before-
Four is phase 6, but the
Yeah.
introduction of Doom has been like little breadcrumbs are trickling out up until 6.
Yeah.
See, my thing was
So
just
I-
at least give us a little give us a little tea. Like they keep all these shows are coming out. People were thinking, oh, we're gonna see the X-Men. We're gonna see the X-Men, and nothing. Like not even
So
a
what I'm
mention of them.
hoping,
Dude, we
What
had
I'm
wait,
hoping
whoa,
is-
we had the little X-Men tone play in Miss Marvel.
Yeah, but look what happened to him. But look what happened to him when you freaking.
They
are you talking about
gotta-
what
they
universe?
gotta.
Which
It's
one?
not like they gotta introduce it. Just gotta let it happen. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is a 10-year buildup, so they're
The way
they
they're
take
going,
their
they're
time
not
with
gonna
these
have much
things.
more time.
We're in year 3.
Yeah, the way they're going, they're not gonna have much
yeah,
time.
and you got 7 more years before you can expect your first X-Men movie.
No,
Oh, yeah.
oh Jesus, it's 7 years
great.
of
So
pain and
that
suffering.
means
Wow.
Hugh Jackman's gonna be in a
I
wheelchair.
don't
shaking
I don't
people
see how
down.
they can keep this going. Like honestly, at some point MCU is gonna end. So I hope they go out with a bang.
well, with Secret Wars, you know what happens in Secret Wars, right?
Mhm.
Well, I have the comics.
Yeah,
Yeah, in
but-
Secret
but,
Wars,
uh,
it just refreshes everything. So
Yeah.
let's say if this phase ends badly, and then we got the next phase, and then next phase, it's okay compared to.
I don't know.
this
I
phase.
just don't think they
But
can
phase
recapture what they
6
did.
Phase 6 can pretty much restart the entire Marvel universe, and then restart again with brand new characters, taking the place of Captain America or Iron Man, creating a whole new Avengers.
Did you guys like Doctor Strange? The
Multiverse of Madness?
Multiverse of
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It was
enjoyed
all
it.
over the
alright.
place, but I enjoyed it. It was a good
It's
time.
fun.
I like
Here-
it because it's a Sam Raimi flick.
Me too.
Right.
Here's the thing, though. It followed No Way Home, which is obviously a way better film in my opinion. So it had some huge footsteps to follow, and it's like that kind of like lessened the greatness of Multiverse of Madness for me because of that. Because No Way Home was like huge for me. That's what made me collect Marvel Hot Toys. Finally, I was like, dude, I got to do it now.
Is it
But-
wrong that I like Love and Thunder more than Multiverse
What?
of Madness?
No, I
What?
actually like
Whoa.
Love and Thunder more than
Whoa.
Mom.
I actually like Love and Thunder more than Multiverse of Madness. And
What-
it's
what-
funny because
what
we were
did you
talking
like
about
about
that, and they're just like, oh, Multiverse of Madness followed comics. I'm not a huge comic book reader. So I was just like, well, maybe that's why they don't base everything off of comics. Because imagine on movies, they want to capture casuals like myself. I'm a casual. I don't read comic books and all. I like I like to sit down, stand up, and be like, wowed. You have 2 hours to wow me. Don't
Yeah.
make me pick up comic book and read 10 years worth of my life. You wow me in 2 hours. And as a casual, without context of knowing what that is, I mean, I don't know.
So pretty much the new phase you had, this current phase right now, these new characters, you haven't been wowed yet.
Nothing out of that. Just outside Spider-Man, which I feel like Sony just want to get out. That's why they reset everything. Reset because we want to do our own thing, man. You guys are a sinking ship. Make them forget Spider-Man, and we're gonna do our own thing. Outside of that, and we were talking about that, like Multiverse of Madness, and I told them it's like Spider-Man worked because we love the 2 other characters. We love to see the 2 lovable characters. I don't want to see an old Doctor Strange from another universe.
Right.
I don't care about that decaying Doctor Strange. Like, I mean, I was like, well, that's in the comics. It's just like, I guess, maybe that's why Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is considered one of, the best cinematic out there because he didn't follow the comics completely. I don't know.
Could
But
be.
yeah, I don't know. This entire phase. I mean, I'm still gonna watch them, but it just doesn't captivate me. Maybe it's the magic stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not into it.
You don't like Wong?
Do I like
Wongers. You don't
No,
like
So
Wongers?
this phase is supposed to be based more off of Marvel's cosmic, like all the magic and cosmic beings.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they're
Yeah.
trying to relate.
Ghost
showed
Rider
them
should
already,
eventually
man.
be
Yeah.
appearing.
I think
Exactly.
they're
It's all gonna be
dragging
like
this
cosmic
on.
powered
Like,
They are.
yeah, I think they're dragging this like they dragged the first, phase 1, 2, 3. The thing is, the phase 1, 2, 3, even if they're dragging it, it's enjoyable. Like
Because it was the
every
intro
single
of the main
movie
characters.
is enjoyable. Like, and then you get a glimpse of what's gonna happen next, right? Like by itself, Winter Soldier is enjoyable, even though it's not tied up to leading up to Thanos. It was enjoyable. Civil War is enjoyable.
Yep.
Can't say for these things. Like I don't know.
What I enjoyed too was in the first phase, every post-credit scene led to the next movie.
You have to wait, like and then it gets clearer and clearer. It's
Yep.
like, oh man, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Here, it's just like
Which
they're
way are
just
we going?
trying. Yeah, I mean,
Here, none
bad
of the
part is-
post-credit scenes really make sense.
Exactly,
They're
that's
all
what
over
I'm
the
saying.
place.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't lead to anything else. It's just like wasted. I mean, I enjoy it because it's more content, but it's kind of like wasted.
Dude, the bad part is they have players sitting on the bench
Yes,
that are good
yes.
ones. They got X-Men. I was like, dude, use them now. You're struggling. I was like, your current bench players are not getting it done. It's like,
Bring
use
Nate's
them.
boy back, Black Knight. Bring him back, man.
Black Knight. Thing is, they're planning to bring in Black Knight with Blade. That's next phase.
That's
So,
why they brought in Moon Knight, because they're bringing in Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Thing is, they're building up all these characters, right? And that's
And the
why I
team
feel
ups.
what's gonna the team ups that's gonna happen in the next phase. That's why I feel it's gonna happen. Like next phase is gonna be what everything has been building from here. And I know it's been random because they're building up so many different freaking teams that they're all gonna come together in the next phase in their own separate teams. But again, yeah, I get that because I get that it's gonna be annoying because now we got all these separate teams, team ups. But they're building. I guess they're building up to main phase 6 at that point. If they're building all the individual characters here, the next main phase is going to be building up the teams, and these teams are going to be built up to face off against Kang in phase 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the problem with that, Nate, is they're building up the wrong player. Like you know, in the '90s Bulls, like going back to sports again, Tony Kukoc and BJ Armstrong looks good when they're with the Bulls, when they're playing with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Yep.
You take them out of there, they're nobodies.
Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr.
That's what they're building up. The reason that's what they're building up right now. The Tony Kukoc and the BJ Armstrong. You were like, all right. The problem is there's no one there for us to like them. There's no Iron Man to save them. There's no Spider-Man. You know, there's no Cap. So now you're making us. This is our star players now, guys. Just wait. We're gonna create an ultimate team. It's like
So they
with
aren't
5 BJ
as
Armstrong and Tony
likable.
Kukoc.
That's the thing. They're
Tony
aren't
Kukoc
as
was good
likable.
at first.
Yeah.
At first, like first 2 years, he was good.
Which one? Tony Kukoc?
Yeah, Tony Kukoc. First
He's
2
a good
years.
player. He's not a star player. You know, it's he's like more of a, hey, if you're in a good team, you'll be all right. Yeah. I think that's what we have now. A bunch of players in Marvel that was like, you're a good character. You're going to be the one carrying the torch. I don't know, man. You know, we put you next to Cap and Iron Man, you'll be all right. You know, you do your role. Like Doctor Strange, you're going to carry the team, Doctor Strange. Like, all right, good luck with that.
Yeah. So Monica's in the house, guys. Hi, Monica.
Wait, off topic, real quick. Optical off topic, real quick. I know you're a Lord of the Rings fan. Have you been watching the new show?
No, I'm the guy who's gonna wait till the entire thing. Yeah, I've been hearing.
To know your opinion. That's why.
Yeah, I've been hearing stuff again. They bombed the review, I think, before it came out. Like people were just like, you know, you're doing a thumbs down. And we did a stream, and they were just like, maybe people just didn't like it. I was like, dude, the show hasn't even come out yet. That's the definition of review bombing. I was like, it's okay not to like something. It's okay. It's cool. But if it hasn't come out and it's already bad, then you know they review bombed it. It's what it is.
I'm
so I'll
enjoying
wait.
it. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, for me, I watched the first 2 episodes, but now I'm like, okay, nah, I'm just gonna wait till they release the whole thing. It's not bad, it's not great, but it's a start. So once we see what happens in the next few episodes, not saying it's bad. It's like a lot of people are saying it's bad because it's slow, but they're building it up.
That's Lord of the Rings. It's always been.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I thought it was
story
amazing.
based. Yeah, I'm loving this.
I got so sucked into the first episode. I was like, oh my god, there's a second episode out already.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So I
don't know why people are expecting it to build up so quickly. It was a damn trilogy of them walking to the mountain.
Yeah.
Drop a
Watch the
ring
original
off.
movies. All the original movies start off slow. That's what they're more.
Well, another thing too.
It's 9 hours of Frodo and Sam walking to the mountain. I mean, come on, be patient, people.
So another thing too is that they did a lot of changes from the Sumerian. So at the end of the day, like I get where people are mad about that, But then I'm giving it a chance. So once I see the entire story, then give it a chance, you know. So
I'll give credit to whoever finished that damn book, man. I got that book and I've been trying to read that whole thing for at least 5 times, and I
it's
can't
the Bible, my guy.
Well,
oh my god, the way
the other issue though, the Amazon story is they only have the licensing rights to The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, so they have to work in between those gray lines where they can't use stuff from the Silmarillion and I think it's like something with the first age or second age. I don't know. Like, I'm not that big of a Lord of the Rings, aficionado, but from what I understand, it's mostly a licensing issue, and that's what people are taking issue with because it changes some of the lore that they are so.
Another thing I want to bring up too, Galadriel, she's supposed to be a lot stronger than she is right now. And
I haven't even seen her really do her thing.
Well, this is what I'm saying though. Like, I'm hoping they build up to that, because the thing is, she's not supposed to be she's supposed to be a mage. So I'm hoping she levels up to that, becoming a mage, because she's mostly a very high-powered elf mage at this point. Well, if we talk about RPG, but she's more like a warrior type. I was hoping that because they were promoting her as a warrior. I'm like, okay, so she's probably a warrior mage. Haven't seen a lot of maging yet, but I'm hoping they build up to. I'm thinking once she receives the Ring of Power, she's gonna level up into the.
She's still discovering herself.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm young Galadriel. Like, these elves live for thousands of years. So if anyone's expecting like magic, like I liked what we saw with her so far. She, I think the actress who plays her is pretty damn phenomenal.
Yeah. Yep.
And this is
I didn't see no trailer. I saw
Fellowship?
one trailer. I came in not knowing what was going on. When I found out that's the character, I was like, oh yes.
And this is
happy
before
Elrond's in
Fellowship,
there.
right? Like years before Fellowship of the Ring or something. like that?
Yep. She's like if you would age her for us, she's like in her 20s in this show, like her young 20s. She's still young, but obviously they age a lot different from us.
Yeah,
Doc,
she's an elf, right?
But people are saying that she's overpowered. I'm like, she's underpowered right now. If you want to see overpowered, read the book. But
you can't say that she's overpowered because you see her in Fellowship of the Ring. Like, that was just a minuscule piece of her power when she does that freak out. That was like 0.01% of her actual abilities.
Yeah, I'm like I said right now, I'm just gonna wait till it's all done, and then I'm just gonna watch it complete, because I'm so used to just watching the Lord of the Rings come to its completion.
I'm waiting until all the episodes.
Exactly, I'm just gonna wait till it all comes out.
That patience.
So I can binge watch it and then make my determination of the show, because when you wait every week, you tend to kind of forget the prior week.
Dude, this is, I feel like, where the sequel Star Wars trilogy kind of ruined cinema, because now everyone's scared to do sequels because they feel like it's gonna bomb. So I was like, let's go to prequel. Kind of like, oh, people like Rogue One, let's do in between. Because I just hate that notion that I know already the ending. Like, I know where you're leading to. I kind of want a new world outside of this, and I think sequel tried to do that, but it obviously kind of wasn't received as well. But I kind of like with the Star Wars, like, I know you're heading into, for example, I mean, there's world to explore in between, but I kind of want something new. You know what I mean? Like,
I could have sworn I read something where they said the next movies are going to be like a whole new.
Well, the thing is, they keep pushing it back because they're doing so much shows now. So
yeah,
dude, even Mando, I don't like the fact that it's in between timeline. I wish it was forward so we can move past all these. Just like Mando's already, obviously a good show. I just wished it was more in the future, that we don't have to look back all the time. We don't have to expect cameos and stuff. I think it can survive on its own. And I feel the same way with this Lord of the Rings. Like, I mean, if you're good, you don't need to show Legolas or Aragorn. Maybe show them once just to make us feel the connection, and then build a new world from this. Like, let the new generation have their own time. They don't have to look back all the time. If they want to, they could. DVDs or Blu-rays, 4Ks are available, so they will be like, oh, this is what happened, huh? So now all these kids are starting from the middle, or it's just backwards. I don't know. I think this is where kind of the sequel kind of ruined it for everyone, because I like it when you watch the sequel and they're like, all right, you know what, the story's too good, I want to know the origins, let me go back and watch this 1979 film or something.
Well, like I said, I'm just gonna wait till it's complete and then make my decision then. But so far, the 2 episodes have been okay. Like they're not great, but they're fun enough for me to continue watching once they're all complete. Like I just watched the first 2 episodes. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just wait till next. What? How many episodes are there? I'll wait till
They didn't say.
Yeah, I'll wait till it's complete then.
Yeah, most of these shows now are like anywhere between 10 or 12 episodes.
I do enjoy the fact that they're above an hour each episode so far.
Mm-hmm.
Not no 45 minutes and 37 minutes.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was like watching a movie when those first 2 episodes dropped. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, but so far, House of Dragon has been fun.
Oh,
I love it, dude. It's
that's the show I was like,
I thought it was gonna suck, dude.
Out.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna suck, but I love it so far.
Dude, my free 1-year subscription to HBO Max ended the day before the damn season premiere. I was
That was perfect timing for them, huh?
Yeah. I was so burned by the way Game of Thrones ended. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to commit to something else like with that franchise right now.
Can
I
you
think this is their
even-
way of making it right.
Can you still save that, Doc?
Can I still say that?
Can you salvage Game of Thrones? 'Cause
No, you
obviously
can't.
this is
No,
prequel.
no.
Yeah, I think you could.
No, you can't. No,
It's
you
like trying
can't.
No, you
it's
can't.
like trying to salvage the sequel trilogy by doing all this, like going backwards and trying to make all these, like what Optical was just saying, going backwards in time to the middle time. I don't know. I see
Maybe
no
Doctor
reason for
Strange
the
for that,
show,
yeah.
honestly.
Now, here's the thing, though. Like, there's talks that they're looking to do shows right after Game of Thrones based on
yeah.
Jon Snow's story.
They're doing the Jon
So,
Snow one, yeah.
Which is
If
gonna be
Jon Snow
awesome.
ends up pulling a time travel, because there is some
God.
time travel involved in Game of Thrones. There is some time travel involved in Game of Thrones. If he finds a way to go time traveling just to erase season 8, then maybe.
I don't know. I just think that's a trap.
Oh
HBO
my
should
God.
force
We're gonna have a
them
freaking
if they can
Kang the
push it
Conqueror
on.
Marty and
crossover
Doc are
here.
going to show up
Season
with the
7 or
DeLorean,
8?
right? They're going to show up to the
Season
North.
8 was
The
the
North,
Season 8 was
remember?
last Dude, I don't know how you can salvage that either. I mean, it was a solid 7 seasons.
Yeah, HBO should have just forced them out and gotten new showrunners before they. I think they gave them too much control and they got left holding the bag.
But you can see, you saw it kind of put the writers under threw them under the bus because that season R had nothing to do with it, so it was all their writing, and that's the season they fucked.
Well, he wanted 10 seasons and they wanted 6, and they kind of met in the middle, and you could tell there was some animosity because they had to keep doing it. They didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, they should have just.
I don't know
They
why
should have
that
just
was
backed
making
away and
money.
let someone else take over. But they were very egotistical. I feel like with that show.
Yeah, I mean, I was so mad about season 8. I haven't rewatched it, but I've really enjoyed the House of the Dragon so far. I really have.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll enjoy it, but it'll be something I'll wait until it's like completely wrapped up and done. Because I don't want to go back and forth between Lord of the Rings and
I don't blame
and start
you.
getting my lore
Too
mixed
much
up.
going on.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that here?
Damn.
What's up?
I was
Poor
gonna bring
V.
this up. I was gonna bring this up by Monica. Monica, I think you're the one with that mic. Whatever that noise is coming from. I know people were mentioning it in the chat. I'm like, I muted you for a second. I'm like, yeah, that's the. It's coming off your mic for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
Still
damn.
here?
Is it still
Just
there?
clicking or something.
Probably eating like potato
Yeah.
chips or sitting next to a fan.
Yeah, something
It
weird
stopped
like
now. It stopped now. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can
What up,
probably
my
eat
homies?
potato chips.
No, I'm not having. It's fucking
Bobby
11:35. Wow.
Star
Who would
Wars.
have chips?
What up? What up? What up?
So, guys, we'll be getting into the stream in a few minutes, but since we got V and Monica in the house, we'll just sit down and hear their thoughts about collecting life. So, V, what makes you a collector? Like,
Depression.
depression?
That's kind of what I was saying earlier too.
All right, everyone. Good night.
Signing off for the last time.
Oh God.
Hell yeah, make it dark.
Yeah, right.
No, man. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, one thing I was collecting because it brought a joy that I couldn't find anywhere else. I don't know why. It was just like, I guess the wonderment of that collection of just 1/6, especially Hot Toys. So that's why I got into collecting back in the day and still do it. It's just, I don't know. It's just cool to have, and it brings. It's like it fills a hole that's like empty to me. That's why I kind of do it a lot. Yeah, yeah. You can fill holes, man. You know how it is.
Quite the whole
Same collector.
Yeah,
That's what she.
Hey yo, but like but this community is a whole different beast of itself, which is a lot more fun. So I didn't expect this angle from it. So I really like this angle, and it's just kind of like sharing collections and meeting people that would have never had an opportunity to ever meet.
Is that
before
part of it
either.
though? The community?
Yeah.
Like, are you a collector because of the community?
It's still in the game because of the community. Because it's like, I can collect for myself, and I'll have a collection here and all that stuff. But like, being with all you guys and stuff like that, and it gives me more purpose to keep collecting. Of like, hey, this is actually pretty cool because I have friends to show it off to. Because in the real world, a lot of people don't give two hoots about it, and it's just like it's one of those things that's
they call them toys.
Yeah, they call them toys,
Yeah,
or
how
it's
dare you
just
call
like
my Hot
mad.
Toys
He's not a
toys.
freaking
How
toy.
dare you?
yeah, it's not, and people don't get it. Like they don't.
Action figure, or
Yeah.
no, these are called commodities.
Or it's not a
Jim.
doll either.
Well, and it's like some people like are kind of like off put by it. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, it's like it's like for them, it's like when you shake someone's hand and you see they have like really long fingernails, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like everything else looks right, but like it's that one thing that is like, yeah, they're cool, but like their fingernails are just so long, and I don't understand why.
Is it really that bad? Really?
For some people, it is that bad. I mean,
Wow.
I'm talking personal experience. I'm not talking about
What
anyone
kind of
else.
people you dating, man? What the fuck?
Or like,
Bruh.
right.
It's rough. You get most of you guys have significant others. I'm on the field. That's why I'm just like this haggard look. I look like Hagrid, honestly.
Hey,
Well,
man,
that's
I
your
just have
mistake.
enemies.
That's your mistake because
Yeah.
apparently you're shaking the female's hand when you meet him. Hey, how you doing? Nice
Hey,
to
what's
meet you,
going
bud.
on?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
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 Arigato, Mr. Robot.
Yeah, I give him like the pat on the shoulder too. You know,
I
like,
was about to say,
it's like,
you
hey,
do
nice to
Spiderman.
meet ya.
Miles Morales, do the pat on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Hey,
You turn around, he smacks the girl in the ass, says, "Good game, appreciate it." All right,
Good game, guys. You wanna? So you wanna play tight end for me? Let's go in the bedroom.
Can you see a second date happening? Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to just make it real awkward. It's like, so what do you think of the weather? It's kind of weird, right? So
The weather
hot.
outside is
It's
weather.
weather.
He's like, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm kind of a big deal. I'm a cult leader, Cult of V.
Yeah. I just
know
recently
if
got
you've
the
heard of
arena
it or
Boba
not.
Fett. No
The
big
Arena
deal.
Boba, rare piece, 500,
Very rare,
1,200 bucks.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so cool.
Resale
Yeah.
value.
Putting that out
Yeah.
there. Putting
I'm
that out
rich.
there.
This bad boy.
I'm
extra
Hot Toys
down
rich.
payment. Yeah, this is
Right.
1 month's rent for some people. Other people.
Me, I just have it sitting on its pedestal over here. No big deal.
V, so
I
are
haven't even
you
posted it in weeks.
are you more of the collector like where you buy stuff that you have an attachment to, or just more if it looks cool?
If it looks cool, I like a presence, because like that's the thing, because like that's the way I feel. Like it's just like an artist or like an autistic. My autistic mind works is that I like to shape things in a way of like, hey, put people in different scenarios and stuff like that, or just have like this kind of shelf presence of just like, hey, you have this cool collection there, and it draws people's eyes. It's like a kind of like putting things into like a museum is like the way I
Yep.
kind of collect. Like you go in, you're looking around. It's not a lot. It's like it's not crazy a lot, right? But and it's not cluttered, because when it's cluttered, it's just a mess. But so you have spaces, you just have things spaced out. So that's the way
It's funny
I
you say that
look
because
at
like I had company over yesterday, and that's one person said that it's like a museum in here.
Yeah, and people like that because it gives them something to look at, and like especially the posters I got. Like, you can see some of them behind me, but I have a lot of that stuff, and people come down. They like, they're like, oh wow, this is cool, and they take time to actually look at it stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the significant others that are just worried about my well-being. About it. So yeah.
So how you feel about the collecting for the value?
I mean, it's different. Today's game is different. I mean, I don't know. Like, if you asked me like 2 months ago, I'd be like, there's no value left. But now with Hot Toys, it's like, all right, they're doing something. Yeah, I have a Pamela Anderson. That's actually right there. The big old biddies.
that wasn't random at all. Absolutely.
I was going off of
No,
Hot
not
Toys. I
at
saw
all.
his
Hot
comment.
Toys 101 right there.
Yeah, he's just asking a comment. He's like, he has posted Pam. It's like, yeah, he's bringing it back to the '90s. Yeah, it's just
I
that.
heard that
It's,
those posters
Man
are
loves
his
scratching.
plastic.
I heard they're scratch and sniff, and once you sniff them, you get Hep
Oh
C.
my.
yeah, it's actually just a screenshot from an old cell phone that from the video from the VHS video.
See,
That's
this is
the
a true
poster.
collector.
Good stuff.
And then you got to turn the
Puts up-
poster backwards, and the poster says, "You're
Yeah,
welcome" from Tommy Lee.
This
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
true collector putting up posters of plastic. Like amazing.
I use
That's how I really do it. But the rarity and the value of it, it's climbing up there again because they're doing some limited runs and stuff. But I don't think it's going to be for the most part because I think a lot of they're expanding their business now. So limited runs in the U.S. Are going to be non-existent. Yeah, they probably go up in more than what they retail valued, but it's not what it used to be, where it's like, hey, they only made 500 worldwide. It's gone forever. Good luck trying to get one.
But is that a
So-
bad thing though? It's not what it used. If Hot Toys is not
No,
what it used to be. Does the value
depends.
diminish? Does the value diminish if Hot Toys is not what it used to be? Like the thing is, they're putting out more product, and more collectors are coming in to enjoy the product, right?
It does diminish it a bit because some of the allure of Hot Toys was to have that, these are exclusive items that you can't no longer get, and that's what kind of made it like it was like a high product. You saw the value and you saw what it was about, but also it didn't. When you saw the that it's no more longer produced, then it kind of loses that kind of luster behind it. Any limited run like a Funko Pop, right? The Funko Pops that are they go into any GameStop, right? And you see like walls and walls of Funko Pops. Like how many of those are like people are like, oh, that's really cool, but the really cool ones are the ones that are super valuable, or the super rare ones. Like, holy crap, you have that one, It brings the more collectors to the game when you can have more like limited edition ones.
But wouldn't time, dictate that? Like, okay, so the EndGame line right now, it's not rare right now because everyone has the EndGame line. But
Right.
then a few years from now, the fans, the kids that enjoyed EndGame, that was in the theater, just screaming it out, watching Captain America with the Avengers running across that field about to take out Thanos.
Yeah.
I hear myself again. They are coming in now. They're like, with disposable income in the next 5 or 10 years, they're like, you know what? I want to collect the EndGame line. By then, no one will have. Well, not no one, but the thing is, they'll be up for sale at that point. And depending on the value, like you won't be able to pick them up for retail. That's the thing.
You'd be 100% right, Nate. But Hot Toys reissues too many things, and that's the problem. So instead of just people going out and saying like, "Hey, we're gonna go back and collect the EndGame line,"
So a 10th
You could just
anniversary
wait.
of EndGame.
look at it,
10th
man.
anniversary
Yeah.
EndGame.
It's for real, man. We're on the cusp of Iron Man 3 or Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna get all of them again. So we're just restarting the Marvel Cinematic Universe and just gonna get the whole thing over. Like we're getting
No,
stealth suit
good
again.
God, help us all.
It sells. I mean, look at it. Like the stuff sells. So I mean, it would have kept its value, but we're getting another RoboCop, right? More like Wolverine. All
Peter
the old
Weller's is
stuff.
awesome, and RoboCop is even better. Like,
For
did you guys
sure.
see that picture that just is circulating with that girl who took a picture with
yeah,
Peter
yeah,
Weller,
yeah.
and their shirt
That was
says,
in the
"Remember
private
when
chat.
RoboCop
Yeah,
shot that guy
I
in
saw
the
it because of
dick?"
you.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it was
posted
pretty
that
funny.
picture yesterday.
That was dope.
I was like, and Peter Weller's next to her smiling. I was like, "That dude, Peter Weller's awesome, man.
He's the man, dude.
He's awesome."
Dead or
He's
alive,
probably like,
you're
"I
coming with
love
me."
your shirt."
But yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like things would be of value but Hot Toys reissues the things. The reissues the toys
Hope we get
with a
RoboCop
newer
soon.
body and a better and more updated, up to date. That's the other
Well,
thing. It's like
For me, like whenever value comes into play, like I'm more passionate over value. That
Yeah.
for me anyway. But the thing is, Obstacle did bring up some good points where value does come into play if you're looking to either resell the figure or you're looking to buy a figure that you did not consider. Like for example, CW Flash. Doc was able to get that 50% off, right? He didn't want he sold
And
he sold
rewards.
that value. He sold that as value because of that discount, but not at 250.
Yeah,
And Optical pretty much said that, you know.
and it is pretty nuts because the thing is that you got to look at people's like like that. The franchise love plays a huge part because it's like you see an ebb and flow of like a whole thing. Like, the Justice League line was dirt cheap and now it's really expensive.
But don't you think that Endgame line would do the same? They'll be dirt cheap and then come back rising. But then, yeah, you did say that if Hot Toys let's say he comes back rising up again, like the hype for the Endgame line hype again, Hot Toys might just reissue that line at 10th anniversary.
It's true. Yeah, they would just reissue all of them. And like the way Marvel's doing, like most of those characters are just going to be coming back most of the time. And like the other thing is like look at like the First Order Star Wars, like the Disney era sequel series. Like they're great figures, but they suck on value. You can get a Kylo Ren or a First Order Trooper for $100. So it's
How
it's
dare
all
you
over.
talk about Matt? Don't you dare talk about Matt that way.
Hey, he's a radar technician. He doesn't matter.
I still want a kit bash of him.
You just get some glasses and paint the hair yellow.
Blonde.
Right.
Yep.
Or
And you got to get him high vis vest.
Safety vest.
yes, yeah.
He's gotta have-
But
I heard Kylo Ren's a pretty cool guy once you get to know him.
but
Yeah, who
another thing I
He's
want to
a
bring up
fucking
too.
emotional lesbian. What the fuck you on about?
Hey, don't you dare talk about Adam Driver like that. That man's
Yeah,
a national
right?
treasure.
He's a veteran.
He will
Man,
be
watch him in
right
Marriage
down
To
Story.
the veteran
He's in.
community, damn it.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's such a sad
Sad, good movie. It's one
It
movie you
is,
watch
yeah.
once and never again.
That's really
Yeah,
sad. movie.
Scarlett Johansson was also like really good.
Are
in
we
that
talking
movie.
about the sequel trilogy you want, or what?
We're talking about the Marriage Story on Netflix. It's
Because
really good.
Adam
but it's
Driver
very
is a
terrible.
drama actor, not a Star
Yeah.
Wars actor.
Like watch him as that one skit on SNL where he comes in as the guy's dad. It's like the best thing
The
ever.
one he did with the zombie movie with Bill Murray.
Oh, I didn't watch that one. Is that good?
Oh, yeah, dude. But you have to be. It's like how Adam Driver can do really dry comedy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is
Like
like
Girls.
he plays like a really. It's
Yeah, it's like his
there's a
skin.
lot of dry comedy.
Dry.
Like Bill Murray, same thing. Like it's a movie, but it's like dry comedy movie the whole way through, like from beginning to end. There's no breaks.
Jesus. All right, I'll definitely check that one out. Freaking former Marine there, isn't he?
Yep.
That dude.
He created that organization that basically helps veterans get into the actual acting, get into Hollywood and stuff. Like if that's their passion, like if they want to go Broadway, they want to go TV or movies. He created this thing that's helping veterans get into that.
My man. That's what I'm talking about, dude.
So, V, I wanted to bring this up with you too. So yeah, you're on board. I think several collectors here, like I think half the squad here are getting NR Joker. Right?
Yeah.
Half the squad here is getting NR Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So NR is pretty much pushing. Oh hey, Peter Lamb is in the house, yo.
Hey, what up, man?
Let's go.
I don't see him as much on the streams. Yo,
Nope.
what's up?
Yo.
So another thing I want to so going back to it, okay, so NR is pushing to be the next, limited quality value figure lines, right?
Mhm.
Like they're much more rare. They're kind of. Are they working on numbers? They're numbering their figures, right?
Yeah. They have like a specific number already made. Like they made it and that's it. Like they're done. So like they don't have like an open window. They're just like these are the numbers we're making because this is as much as quality we can make. That's not like we're taking as many pre-orders we make. That's how many figures we're making. We're just like they have a specific number. Like the Gandalf just sold out, and I think Pennywise will be next after that, and then the Batman after that one. So they only have a specific amount.
So did Hot Toys start out that way, being specific numbers, or they just made whatever pre-orders?
From what I remember, they were only made by numbers. They didn't make by pre-orders.
Well, they started out
Same.
as military figures. They were making those military 6-scale figures.
Yeah. And then they got the Marvel license, and they started getting into that one. I forget what the first one. They got like a bunch of like different licenses because no one was really into that 1/6 high end phase, and then they just kind of started making it. And I just remember like their Iron Man was the one that put them on the map, like the Iron Man 3 figure, because it had LED lights and with batteries and their posable hands. Instead of just having like a crisp glove hand or whatever, like a form figure, it was like, you can move it around, do what you want, flick them off, and all that stuff. And everyone was really impressed, and that's what kind of sold them into that what Hot Toys is now. So them making more Iron Mans just makes sense because it's their bread and butter.
So do you think that okay, let's say in art they drop the bangers, banger after banger after banger, and they start getting licensed here in the States, right? On a certain line. Let's say they get the DC license, right, for 1/6 scale figures here in the States because they're licensed overseas, right, for the DC, right? Let's say they get the DC license here in the States, and I guess Hot Toys and NR will probably be sharing it unless Hot Toys just drops it because they're not doing much with the DC line anyway, except for the Dark Knight line and what have you. But let's say they do get it, and they do so well with the DC line, they start like open up the pre-orders even more. Do you think that NR will become just Hot Toys all over again?
I think the thing is, it's like I don't think they would be. I think they're in the game. They're in the game to make. They'll probably make the batches will be definitely bigger, but I don't know if they'll do. Because the thing is, it's like they're all about quality control on their side, so they're at the top end. So I think the thing is, it's like they might charge. I don't think they'll get to the end where like, hey, we'll just have an open number of pre-orders. Because the way I was talking to John and the way he was presenting it, it was just like their quality comes first over everything else. And I don't think they'll go to the end of like they're just mass producing mega like amount. Like, I think they will increase the number of how many they're going to be making. So say instead of 500, they go to 1,000, right? I don't think they'll uncap the number to be over exceeding that like whatever amount. It's just like, hey, from Wednesday to September or something like that, we're taking as many pre-orders as we get. We're gonna make that many or whatever.
But
I think to counter that though, I'm sorry, go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, well, I was going to just say that the company, like, as they grow and as they better their figures, would they just want to just open up more numbers?
Like
they're making more of a profit than they did last year and the year before.
Nate, you're fading in and out.
Yeah, like I didn't hear that part. You're like, does the company, and then you just kind of like went away.
Kind of like,
you have to move your mic a little closer.
No, I'm noticing that. I think the Wi-Fi is just
the Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi now is getting crowded. That's the problem.
So the V to kind of counter that real quick. V, Nate can his stuff fixed real quick. I think they could go the Hot Toys route because you have all these Hot Toy collectors now who are complaining about the reissues, and the fact that you said they're gonna have a limited number of batches and stuff like that. I think those people are complaining who want to go back to that limited number to have more value in their collection. I think they're going to transfer over to the NR route if they go that route. And if NR does do bangers, like you guys said. So I think it's a possibility because just the limitation of the figures, limit numbers of the figures, some collectors who are complaining about it now kind of want to go back to that.
That's the thing. And I think that's why the Joker is so alluring and why the Batman and all that stuff is so alluring because it has something else. It has that sculpted hair and all that stuff. So it's like completely different from what Hot Toys is. So like I know the posability is here and there, and we can talk about all that stuff on a different stream, but the quantity that they're making is like that's it. Like you can't get any more. There's not the only way you're gonna get it is second market. And something you look at or like look at value for and certain stuff for certain licenses. Like look at the Blitzway Ghostbusters, right? Like they're older figures, they're not the highest quality, but they were limited, right? And then they have the highest value though out there. Like today, I saw someone selling it for $2,600 for the 4 set, not even the Ecto 1. So it was just kind of one of those things where it's like it's just an insane thing. Like I think collectors want that again in their collection because having an abundant amount of like good looking figures is one thing, but having like the high value of owning that is a completely other value. Like and that's why there's collectors because like I have this in my collection. Like you don't collect every comic book out there, right? You
Well,
collect.
not every hot toy will be reissued.
No,
But not every
absolutely.
hot toy will be a grail. But I do see where collectors are in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, it's just
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
with that thumbnail.
My.
Like for real.
Nate is gone. Darth Nathaniel is what remains.
I just love that face, dude. It's just so funny.
Damn. I think this was Martin. I think Martin did this.
My man.
I'm
sure it
I am
was.
what Hot Toys made me.
Yeah.
I love this. But no, what I was trying to say is that I think there's a benefit within art to the point where there's to cater to the collectors that are looking for the rarity, quality that meets the
Right.
rarity as well. That balance. But with Hot Toys, though, unfortunately, Hot Toys they will keep producing and they'll keep putting out figures, and it's going to take time for these figures to develop. To develop in not resale, but develop rarity.
Yeah.
It'll take years, but then again, what will stop Hot Toys just to reissue that figure again at 3.0 style?
Right. But check out just if you want an example of the reissue issue, just check out the discussion when they announced the new Mark V, right? For the store exclusive. Like, just look at the comments and see how many people were just pissed. They're like, wait, why do this? Like, why do this? And stuff like that. Because when it's something that's in stock,
I
you can
still
get.
have no idea why they would be pissed. They won't even get a sniff of that.
I know
it's-
I know that for a
Like,
fact. But like
You
for
won't
just
have the privilege of owning it. Why do you
for
care,
sure.
man?
No, for sure. Like, it's not something they're gonna be able to get, but like just the idea of them announcing that, just having that as an announcement of like, hey, this is the store exclusive. Like, why would you ever want to do that? Like, it's like now because it puts the money, because it puts it in their mind. They're like, all right, I'm getting the reissue of the Mark V now. It's like, what's stopping Hot Toys from doing another something similar with any other figure out there?
But like, I personally don't understand why that's an issue at all. Let's say you won the Mark V and you got it. It's yours. That's it.
And
Don't say nothing. You already got it.
Yeah.
Why are you even saying? Why even comment?
You wanted it. You got it. And whatever now happens, if there's 1,000 reissues or there are no reissues, it becomes a rare thing. It doesn't become a rare thing. Why does it matter? You have it. You got it. Your target is met.
But that's the thing about collector, though. But that's the thing about a collector is when you have something that no one else has. That's like the ultimate collector.
Yeah, to go along with V's point, to be fair, Hot Toys did start off that way. And that's why people have that idea in their head. But also to go along with what Monica's saying, things are changing, and now it's become like you have this figure available to you, you should be happy. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of figures that a few years ago people would have been extremely happy to have the opportunity to purchase from Sideshow, for example. But yeah, it's just the company is evolving. It's not the same like, oh, I know in 6 months this figure is going to be worth like $100, $150 more. Now it's like you got to wait like 6 months to a year for it to even go up in value at all from retail price. So it's like, it's just things are evolving. But I do understand what V is saying in a way, because the company started off that way. It's like things were limited. Once they sold out, that was it. You knew like, oh man, it sold out. People are going to start paying this high price tag for this stuff. So I understand it. I mean, it's the collectible nature. And like I said earlier, it's like, I don't collect for value, but it's nice that things that I own are valuable. Like I'd be lying if I was like, it doesn't make me feel good that I got an old Ben figure in my collection that's selling for $600. I'm like, oh, I got something rare, you know?
Well, another thing too is that Nicholas brought it up over here. People want the best version of the figure, at least for a while before a better version is released. Optical 20 has brought that up so many times in prior streams that, okay, you got the original, right? But the original got the worst body or got the worst pleather issue. People want the upgrade. But it kind of like what happened in The Boys season 3. that conversation between Homelander and what's his name?
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. Yeah, I'm the original. Well, I'm the upgrade.
Yeah, I think as collectors we would personally prefer like 2.0s and 3.0s over reissues, because going along with what Optical was saying, that's an upgrade. You can't be mad about that. I mean, like, perfect example, the new Black Panther. That is a beautiful figure, and that is a complete overhaul and upgrade of the original Civil War Black Panther. And I'm glad to see that for the most part, a lot of people were being positive about that, because that figure is like an overall upgrade, and it was needed to be done. Like, we talked about this before too. The first Winter Soldier, that figure needs a once over. It needs to be done again because the pleather's falling apart.
Yeah,
there's some details
quality
missing
on
here
the
and there.
pleather is
Right,
fucked
and
up.
so it needs to be done again. And when that happens, it's like people rejoice, and I think people are more open to 2.0s and stuff and 3.0s when it's warranted, for sure.
What I don't understand with collectors as well is that we talk about the passion for collecting, yet you want something rare. What is it? Like, do you just, because rarity of the figure does not affect your passion for the figure or the character. Like, why does it matter? Why do you want something rare that you're passionate about if you're not going to sell it anyway? Like, why would that matter?
If someone is like really looking for a figure for it to rise up in value and for you to flip it, and like, if like, I'm sorry to say this, like, if you're living from paycheck to paycheck, this shit ain't for you. So don't think that you're gonna buy it, flip it, make money out of it. Like, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to sustain it.
And
So,
even to that point that Monica just said, like, Hot Toys, I mean, I hate to break it to anyone, but this is not expensive enough to be that rare. There's market out there to be super rare. You want rare? Buy a Regal robot. They're rare.
Dude,
you know, like this,
buy a Patek Philippe. Go ahead.
yeah, it's kind of like expecting
a Bugatti, dude.
It's kind of like expecting a Ferrari treatment in your own Honda.
Go
It's like,
buy a
dude,
Richard
why,
Mille.
why do you
have
want
fun.
this to be so rare? We just talked about it. Hey, it has to be the passion for the character, the figure. Then why do you want it to be super rare? Like, why? How does it affect how you collect? Whether the figure is sitting on the shelf or not? If you're not, it doesn't affect me because I have no plans of selling it for now, right? Like, in the future, would it affect me? By the time I plan to sell it, is maybe for an upgrade. Then by that time, it's sold out. Wait, I just laid a perfect example of Mark 47. It was, it was a Grail. Then it wasn't a Grail. Now it's back to 300 something. Now you can get your money back. Like, why are you so eager to sell it now when it's in stock?
Exactly.
Like, why does it affect the rarity of the figure that you have to resort to Queen Studios to InArt because they're quote unquote rare? Your Hot Toys is gonna be rare at some point. And if they reissue it, why does it matter if they reissue it? Because you like the figure anyway. That's why you bought it, right? Because we talk about passion. So why does it matter if they do a 2.0 or a re-release that's the exact same figure and it devalued your figure? Why does it matter if you have no plans of selling it? I just don't understand that. You just want something because it's expensive, maybe. And that's fair. Then don't buy Hot Toys. Buy Regal Robot. Buy Prop Replica. Buy something that most people cannot buy. And now that's going to be rare. But you're expecting something from a $250 figure. I mean,
again, I think it's the flex move.
It's the flex one. So this is what I don't get. The flex one are the same people that are saying that they're doing it for the love of the character. It's like, dude, pick one lane.
Yep.
Are you a flipper or not? I mean, there's nothing wrong to being a flipper. It's a free world. You can make money off of it, but you can't say one thing and then act another thing. The people will say, oh, InArt is going to be rare. It's going to be awesome. Or the same people say, I do it for the love of it. So why does it matter if InArt makes 10,000 figures and they sit on the shelf? Would that affect how good InArt is if they're widely available?
The thing is, people want rare stuff. And now Hot Toys has exclusives that are absolutely limited to Shanghai. There you go. Super rare stuff. It's so fucking rare, you ain't even getting your hands on it without paying $600, $700 to a reseller in Hong Kong. There you go. Are you happy? Nope. I see people bashing Sideshow and Hot Toys. Why this isn't made available to the US yet? Why it's not on Sideshow yet? But you want it rare, right? So there you go. Enjoy it. What's the issue?
Pay to play, right? Pay to play
You
for the
wanted
rarities.
this. You wanted this.
Pay to play.
Like, after I answered that earlier, like, basically, if they do a 2.0 of like one of these Berserk figures, I have the original. If it's not a big difference to me, I'm happy with my original. I'll skip that update one.
Right. And
because I want to keep that in my collection.
We're talking about the end game, right? Like, and then The point is, are they going to be worth something in the future? Maybe they will be. And the counter was, or they're going to do 2.0. How does it affect you if you already have one? So what, right? Like if you're not going to sell it, so what? Now, if you're planning to sell it, I get that too. Hey, you want to capitalize on the money? Be on time. Like if you feel like they're going to re-release a new one, you can kind of feel it, right? Like you can have the, kind of like when they announced they re-released Marty, you kind of felt like the DeLorean is coming. So people were just like, oh, we're not going to buy DeLorean now, So you can feel it. If one EndGame was announced, and this is, let's say, 2028, they announced one EndGame, and if you want to make money, then maybe sell all your EndGame and then rebuy them. This is if you want to make money, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong about making money. But if you don't want to make money, how does it affect you?
Yep.
Even if they re-release it 4 times and you hold on to your figure and no improvement was made, they're all going to sell out eventually. Maybe not in 10 years, but eventually. But how does it affect you if you don't need money now, even if your figure tanked in value? So what? You didn't buy it like the people are claiming. You didn't buy it for the money. So what if it tanked, right? Like if you're keeping it. I don't know why people are so worked up sometimes on the value of reselling when they're not reselling. It was just like, dude, I don't get it. If you're a reseller, I get it. It's like it hurts your bottom line, it hurts your business. Cool. I'm sorry for you. Maybe you gotta hold on to your figure a little longer. But if you're just collecting, it's like, why do we care if InArt makes 1,000 or 10,000? Right?
Another good example too is like for me, I'm a Yoda fan. I love Yoda. That Sideshow Yoda is gonna come out. That shit is not gonna be worth anything in the future. But I'm getting it because I'm a Yoda fan. That's my passion, Yoda.
Yeah, even though it's gonna look like a candle, man likes Yoda. Simple.
I'm still getting it, man. Goddamn, I'm still getting it. That's a cartoon Yoda. That's my passion.
I
so
have the Sideshow General Grievous. I took the L on that one, but
I have it too.
Same thing. I like the character. I like General Grievous. So I wanted
me
General
and Hot Toys
Grievous.
Hotline, we Star Wars completionists. We gotta complete the whole line. So if there's no Hot Toys General Grievous, we gotta complete the line. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I had to settle for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had to do.
Yep.
Unhealthy relationship you have with.
I do the same to a Lord of Reason.
Never settle. Always strive for the best.
Unfortunately, that's the best 1/6 scale General Grievous right now. Unfortunately,
the best one ever.
Even if it means Hot Toys don't give us a General Grievous until you're 82 years old, you wait.
Right.
Sideshow General Grievous, great Sideshow figure or greatest Sideshow figure?
That is the question.
Damn. Yeah, it's the values. The thing is, I think a lot of people like it's a strange. It brings, like I said, it brings allurement to your like a sense of like pride that you're like knowing that you have some value into your collection. Like I know you have the love for the figures and you love for the franchise and stuff and characters, but to have that value is like, oh, this is also pretty cool. It's like, that's why everyone doesn't. It's like, hey, I love cars. I'm gonna collect all Honda Civics, right?
I mean,
you're gonna get, you're not gonna, you don't collect all the beaters.
Right.
I don't know any human being on earth that would collect all Honda Civics.
Right, I got a Honda Civic collection.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, why are the high value ones? Exactly. Why are the higher value?
That'd probably be like the one collection everybody actually in every community points and laughs at you for.
There's a lot of Fast and Furious fans out there.
It'll become meme worthy. It'll be like that the Jerry Maguire VHS store for those that know what I'm talking about.
Well, the way that Hot Toys is putting out figures left and right? Pre-orders.
Right.
At some point, some of these are going to be rare, or at least half of them, because not everybody was able to pick them up because there's so many out here. You know what I mean? Like, who has that disposable income to go and freaking just empty out Sideshow right now? You know what I mean? Like left and right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like everything. Like there's more products coming out from Hot Toys every day. At some point, you're gonna be like, I won't be able to collect them all, and then you're gonna be having these chasers out there, like your Boba Fett. Like, damn, I gotta chase that damn thing, or Clone Chromes or what have you. And actually, the Stormtrooper Chrome Edition, if that doesn't come over here, that's gonna be a chaser. Yeah, people need to go and get that for their Stormtrooper collection.
Yeah, it's
Um,
and that see that's the thing, man. Like you're gonna see people that have it, and they're like, hey, it's like, but do you have this? Like, how many times do people get flexed on, right? Like people
Yeah.
flex on each other. It'd be like, oh, it's like, but do you have this? Like, we know people that come on the stream, but it's like, yeah, but did you have this one? And it's just like, bro, come on. And it's just been the thing is, it's like they couldn't get it because it was a rare back in the day and all that stuff. And
Okay,
it has that
I'm
value.
sorry to say, but like nothing is rare. You just pay the money. That's it.
Yeah, you can always
Just
get
pay
it.
the money. I mean, like
I think we're speaking. I think the term rare is in terms of other hot toys that are available alongside this one. Like rare would be like I said earlier, like old Ben versus Shore Trooper Squad Leader. I think we're speaking in terms
but
of
it's
like
still
how easy it is
available.
to get for a
You
good
just
price. Yes, it
go
is
to eBay
available.
and pay for it.
But that's with
it.
anything. Anything that's rare, you can pay. You can, if you have enough money, you can pay for it and you can get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Money
Yeah.
talks. So it's like that's with anything.
Cash is king. Cash
mean,
is king.
Going back to cars, you can buy any car you want as long as you have the cash, right?
Right.
That's like the same
Yeah.
thing. It's like look at animated Boba Fett, right? Or the Ghostbusters. It's like you can buy them. You can buy that
Yeah,
one. You can buy the DeLorean, but you don't have the cash. But like the thing is, when they came out retail, the surplus of their prices skyrocketed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the difference because it's rare. It's hard to get. Like it's like
hard to get for the average collector. That's the best way to put it, because not everybody has the money to collect backwards and spend all that money.
Yeah. It's like I understand like it's like the passion, right? I understand like collecting all that stuff. I've been in it for a while and I love the figures, and it's not like something I come around like, oh yeah, it's like, do you have this one or have that one? But it's cool to say like I have the Mark IV suit up gantry. You know what I mean? Like I can look at that and just be like, this is dope as hell.
Dude, you got the Ironmonger, bro.
I have the Ironmonger. Yeah, that too.
Like,
yeah.
I don't see that.
Man, look at this dude be flexing. Talking about other people.
Yeah, it's displayed right here, baby. Look at the look at the display case right here.
Look at me. Look at me. Flexing.
Right there.
Right there. See it? Right? It's right here. Look at
I
this.
got
It's
the
so cool.
Ironmonger. Do you got the Ironmonger? No.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, the fan base is divided. There are people who want stuff reissued so that they don't have to go back and catch up, and there's some people who want rare stuff, and there are absolute asshats who are box collectors who don't deserve shit. You know who you are.
Oh my god.
Can I go back to that passion thing too? Like I'm being honest with you. Maybe I'm a different type of collector. I don't sit in front of my display and like jump on eBay and say, hey, I wonder how much this figure's worth now. I've never done that. The only time I've done that before is when I want to, like I said, I've only sold 3 figures since I've been collecting. And those are the only 3 times I did it. I just jump on eBay to see how much the figure's worth, to kind of give an idea of how much I'm going to sell it for. I don't stand in front of my stuff and say, I wonder how much is, like I have company come over and they say, hey, how much is that figure? I kind of tell them the price of what I paid for it. Well, I paid this for it, so I'm not sure how much it's worth now. But which ones are kind of more rare than others. But I don't care about the price. I just like having it.
Anyone who asks me like how much is something, I just undervalue it because I don't want them to know I spent so much on this shit.
Certain people, if the person who asks you is another collector, then I'll be honest. But if it's just like a family member who doesn't,
just like they're a bit pricey. That's what I say.
I just say they're collectibles. That's all I say.
You just look them in the eye and just dead stare and say more than you can afford.
Right. My girlfriend asked, I got a deal on all of them.
You gotta say something cooler. You gotta put the hand on the shoulder and you gotta say it's way above your pay grade, pal.
CT brought up a good point too. If you want rare and grails, you have to get everything that's not popular.
Exactly.
The path of buying what you love, which is likely popular, made in large volume.
Peacemaker. If
Peacemaker, no one. You spoke with your walls for that. No one liked Peacemaker.
No, Nate. I remember me. I said I wanted that Peacemaker.
Wait, then you pre-ordered it then, right?
No, I didn't think that freaking thing was going to sell. Like, go on, wait.
I grabbed it.
I pre-ordered
as he was about to sell.
I think I did pre-order.
And Monica, like I said earlier, Monica grabbed his after he saw it was redone.
I like the tongue.
Yeah,
I would have gotten it even without the new head sculpt.
I didn't like the original one, to be honest with you. There was
something
off about it, but after they redid it, I started considering it, and then Sideshow pushed me. I'm getting Morbius too. I rewatched it last night. I rewatched it last night. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting Morbius.
Honestly,
Hey,
the
Doc
signed
watched
Morbius.
the movie last night, and he said the movie
I'm thinking about it too.
that he's buying 5 of the signed.
That is not what I said.
Doc said,
Absolutely
Doc said, I have it on
confirmed it in
stream.
chat. I was
He
very
did.
confused by
Nate
it.
was there
Doc said he's getting a
backstage.
signature
Doc
one.
was like, it was
Yeah.
the greatest movie ever. I
pre-ordered
cried
Mandarin.
at the end.
Yeah, Doc, I was
Man,
very.
I
I was
said
very
I
very
can at
flipped.
least say I was paid to watch the movie.
He said it was a
I-
theatrical masterpiece.
Dude, Doc wants to be called Doc Morbius from now on.
Oh,
So like he just wants to be the
No,
Morbius
Doc-
guy.
Doc- he wants to be
So
Doc
If you guys can
Michael
just
Morbius.
He
refer
already
to
has
him-
the hair. He got the hair
Michael
going already.
Morbius.
Yeah, yeah, he's want to be Doc Morbius.
I'm
He's
cutting
like-
my hair today.
Morbius. He wants to be known as Doc Michael Morbius from now
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah,
So if
exactly,
you-
the whole
in the
thing,
future,
yes, I
guys,
know.
just refer to Doc as Morbius. It's cool. He
Doc, all
loves
you have to
it.
do is don't go out in the sun for a good month, and then you get a little paler, and then you look just like him.
Hey,
Do you
winter is
prefer
coming.
artificial or the red blood? Like, what do you prefer?
He prefers synthetic.
He prefers
so you
jam.
guys, he's gonna be drinking blue Kool-Aid
Jam.
from now on the stream.
He,
Hey,
his
yo.
his wine is the time of the month.
What if Morbius gets waitlisted? Hey, look, what if Morbius gets waitlisted, right? What if
I will be
Morbius
so
gets
happy.
freaking
I will
waitlisted?
be
And
so
then
happy.
everybody starts like
I hope
hammering
not.
down trying to get that.
Buying
will
the
be
signed
so
one. Can you imagine? They all go and buy the signed one. 'cause they sold out on Sideshow.
Everybody hating on Morbius, and then everybody now
If it goes to
considers that the
waitlist
freaking-
and the
Anyone-
sign one's still available,
anyone remember
Reminds me of
Dark Side
Venom.
Anakin?
Yeah,
Remember
me
everyone
too.
hating
Me
on the
too.
Venom,
Coming on
and
with
then he
your
went
joke.
waitlisted.
Eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
tampons
Everyone
like
hated
Cheetos.
Venom. Everybody, because he doesn't have he doesn't have
Yeah.
the symbol. That's
It
not my
was day
Venom.
one
Doesn't
pre-order
have the
for me.
symbol. And then now it was being hunted down for
$700,
$800.
$800.
Yeah, but then look at the mistake they made. They did that, and then what they did, they released the next one, which is kind of an improvement. And then people were like, "Damn it!" Now they're trying to sell that $800.
Well, the thing
It
is,
wasn't
Wow.
really it wasn't
Well, to
really an
other people, I
improvement.
don't
You-
know.
You got a bet.
I wasn't
pipe.
getting it anyway, so I don't know.
Ooh.
And
to
the
be fair, you
I got the
to
first
be
one and
fair,
I
you
pre-ordered the
knew it
second
was
one.
going to happen. They made
Yep.
Venom 2. You didn't think
Yep.
Hot Toys was going to make Venom 2
Exactly.
To go with
bigger?
Carnage.
No.
Literally the same figure, but with different accessories.
And a head sculpt
I mean,
this
again, I'm
time.
fine with
Yeah.
that. I don't mind
Yeah.
that that happened. But
Yeah,
yeah, I was just
exactly.
kind of shocked.
I love the
because
hockey stick.
There's again so many figures that don't even have one version of themselves yet, and now we have 2 Venoms.
Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Anything that's unique, one off, or the character is dead, you better get it.
Like
What was
Buzz
it, the
Lightyear,
hit?
man. That's gonna
Like
be
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear. I could see that. Everybody's
The
hating
hype
on
is
Buzz
great.
Lightyear, but watch
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
completely
Mandarin.
died down.
Or-
The hype. He got pushed down
or the
so
Future
low.
Warriors, the two,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Tyler
Future
Johnson,
Warrior.
Tyler Johnson. Those going to be good
Oh, yeah.
figures to get.
Hmm.
And need I remind everyone, those are tagged as limited edition. No other figure on the site right now has that same tag. What does it mean?
Nothing.
What does it all mean, Basil?
It's a marketing ploy. That's what it means.
Exactly. It's a marketing ploy to charge what they're charging for each figure.
Yeah.
So hey guys, gonna end the stream because if we keep going, we could just keep going all day. But I know everybody's got lives, and I didn't plan on doing a Saturday morning stream, but here we are. But since we talked mostly about everything today, I might have to change up my subject for tomorrow now because I think we covered everything that I was supposed to cover tomorrow. But thank you all for coming in and just ruining them plans for tomorrow. Now I got to change up the subject. You know
Hey,
what?
you're the
Let's
one
talk
asking
about
the
Andor.
questions.
Let's talk about Andor. Yeah, Andor, like your top 5 Hot Toy Andors that you want to see. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Black Chrysanthemum.
Black Chrysanthemum and
Oh,
Andor.
please.
Well, technically, that would be true. He would have been participating in the gladiator arenas at that time.
Yeah.
He's a
He would've been a
Wookiee. Lives
gladiator.
forever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Oilers. Why are we collectors? Shut up. That's why.
Because I
Yeah.
said so.
It's a. You know what?
And then
Galen Erso, he said it best. Like it's a peaceful life. Just hanging out on my farm. Just
Rest in
chilling.
peace.
Rest in peace. It's a peaceful life. Farming. A man with your talents. It's a peaceful life, man. Just get away from people. Yeah. Get away from the world. Get away from reissues. Get away from 2.0s. Just being me. I'm here just collecting the Spider-Man's here, Iron Man's there. Like I'm cool, man.
Right.
There's so much unique stuff to pre-order. It's just people don't pre-order it.
Yeah.
Anyone pre-ordered the Johnny Silverhand? No, you didn't. So don't go complaining about
Yeah.
rarity and
what
shit.
about Neo?
I'm getting I think I'm gonna get both, dude. I have my Keanu shrine going already. I'm gonna have to, even though
I have the OG Neo, so I'm
yeah,
still
me
thinking
too.
about the new one.
You got to, man.
Yeah.
You got to.
I got OG Neo as well.
Yeah, OG
I
Neo
want
is
OG
awesome. I
Neo.
love him.
I have
Dude, he's
two,
so good.
two
He's
John
so
Wicks,
good.
one OG Neo. Yeah.
I have
You
one
can get
John
that.
Wick.
John Wick.
So you got
Yeah,
4
one
John
OG
Wicks then.
Neo. I got Bill and Ted.
I didn't get the Bill and Ted. They do look good, but so many people are having issues with the bodies, and those are figures I would want to pose, you know? 'Cause
I
people
just
good
got
ones,
it
right?
because I got it for the nostalgia. Because like growing up, that was like one of
Yeah.
my favorite
Yeah.
movies as a kid.
Part of
was Bill and
collecting.
Ted's Excellent
Yeah.
Adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Stormtrooper coming in Wednesday. Oh, another thing, guys, I'm gonna start the stream a little early Wednesday, hopefully, because I'm doing OT for the HT. You know, overtime. Gotta do overtime for the Hot Toys. So I'm gonna be doing overtime that night. So we'll be in the stream pretty much at 8. I am getting the Stormtrooper Wednesday. I'm not sure I'm gonna unbox it because depending on what time UPS comes in.
This is the grunt or the captain or
Oh,
whatever.
Nate, don't forget the results of the poll.
Oh, that's right. The result. Thank you. Let's look at the poll. Yeah,
Three,
there we go.
three
Star Wars
hours,
Universe.
3 hours,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
11 minutes in.
So, all right, guys, 143 votes in. Why are we collectors? 35% say the love of the journey, right? 13% say peace of mind. 7% say rarity, and all of the above, 45%.
Oh man, fucking so many flippers in the chat. Shit.
That's why I did say wow. I was like, wow. At first, I was like, wow, that kind of threw me off.
There's so many damn resellers in here, huh?
Fucking hell, mate.
We need to change what we're talking about from now on, fellas.
Oh damn!
Don't buy these certain figures. We need to start talking like that. Don't buy these. Don't buy these. Don't buy these.
Don't buy these. Don't buy anything. Just,
Maybe we
don't
just
buy
have
That's
a
why
anything.
Peacemaker.
We would just
and
have a
Bad
market
Cycle
show
went to
if that was
wait
the
lists.
No, we don't do that here. No.
No, we
Yeah.
don't.
I figured the
It's not a
passion
thing.
one would have been the highest.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It was only 7.
Yeah, I thought the passion was gonna
The
be the highest,
passion.
right?
These
Sebastian,
fuckers are
yeah.
all flippers. Holy shit.
The reason I don't like,
Well, there is
Right,
all
man.
the above. All the above was 45%. So
maybe it's more of all
And then-
above it. They
then-
like
then-
everything.
Yeah.
they like
Like a
everything,
little,
right?
yeah, they like everything. Like some of us. They like
Yeah.
to collect a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Blackbird Tech, thank you. Hit the like button, collectors. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and also check out these
Do
fine
your
gentlemen
part.
here. These
The
fine
Empire.
gentlemen. Check out Optical 20, of course. You know,
Yeah.
you know who he is. The what was the dying breed of collector here? The savvy collector. Yeah, Optical 20, the savvy collector, man.
Me and
Collectors
Denobi,
for the
man.
boomers.
We're the boomers. Me and Denobi. We're still waiting for our Boba, by the way. So it's only been 3 months. Denobi, hang on there. Hang in there, Denobi.
Kenobi's what, getting 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
We'll get a Denobi
He's
eventually.
gonna bury at one in each like burial
He's gonna
site or
put
something.
one box on top of the other and then put
Yeah.
some wheels on it and call it a vehicle.
He's gonna be like the Johnny Appleseed of Boba Fett's. He's gonna bury one. You know
No,
where he
he'll keep
goes.
one. He's gonna keep one seal, just to flip, just to be safe. Okay.
Yeah, he'll flip everything.
Desert. He's gonna bury one out in
Exactly.
the desert, and then 6 months from now, he's gonna go and check. It's gonna be a giant boba tree just dropping bobas. No!
I can't believe this. No one must find this, so cut it down.
No, it's
No
gonna be
one
like a
must
Ouija
know.
board.
Right,
He's
right,
gonna
and
go
the next
bury
day
it.
it'll
He's
go
gonna come
right
back home. It's
back,
still
like,
gonna be in his room.
This is your curse.
Yo, but like it's quite interesting to see the clean suit Boba Fett coming in states like
Oh, dude, and it
earlier
looks
than
so
Hong Kong,
good,
it
man.
seems like that's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
Something
That's-
new.
That's right. Like,
Looks
I wonder
real
how
cool.
that's gonna affect
So the
HK.
throne's gonna have the clean suit one right now, right?
Yeah.
My
It looks
my
like-
yeah.
throne is supposed to be shipping on the 13th.
Yeah, Sideshow
Really?
asked me if I wanted to pay mine off early. I said,
I
nope,
said
keeping
yes.
our payment plan.
So I pushed back other ones that have been out for a while that I don't care about as of right now because for content purposes, of course. So I pushed those back and I grabbed the throne now because I'm like, I would love to put up an early video of that just so everybody can get an early look, on my channel.
They have what was the hell was it?
So no
clean
first
version.
batch.
Yeah.
So no first batch.
We are the first batch.
We
Which
are
is
the first
crazy.
batch.
It's crazy.
So we get to
Uh,
deal with all the
in
first
world
batch
order.
issues.
Right.
Yay.
Clean
Can't
suits what
wait.
they have at Disney.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's all we have for today. Thank you all for watching, and also, please help out P Rock. He's about to hit 1K.
Oh, he's at 1K.
I think he did that
Yeah.
thing already. Yeah.
He is nice.
Oh, dude, congratulations.
Literally, I said it right after he said it. I'm like, "Oh, you're at 1K."
Thank you,
and
everybody.
Everybody
Thank you,
ignored
thank you.
me, but yeah, you're at 1K.
All right,
We can
It's
finally
fine,
give
dude. Don't
away
worry about it,
lane.
dude. Don't worry about it.
Give away lane.
Give away lane. Get monetized. You probably could get monetized for your
Finally.
I know.
Now
I got to do some
P-Rock said
changes
he's
now.
Yeah, let me come on and I'll demonetize you.
No, just send Monica in. Send Monica in. That'll do it.
Yeah,
He's
of
giving
course.
away that
Did
limited
you-
edition gut.
I don't know.
for the
If you saw
1,000.
our stream last night, that was pretty. I'm pretty sure
That
I'm
wasn't
never
a
gonna.
stream. That was chaos.
Right, YouTube's gonna use
That's
that
what
as
you
an
wanted,
example.
Monica. You've been saying it for the longest. We gotta hang out. We gotta hang out.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
That was
go.
it.
That's what you wanted.
Yeah, I think I lost
wanted-
subscribers. I'm like down to 50.
That was a little
They're
wild.
like, yeah, we're almost at 60, guys. Nope, unsubscribe. Down to 50 again. Come on. I was like, damn it.
These guys are too raunchy.
That's too raunchy. All right. Time to go, guys. Remember, we're just simple collectors trying to make our way in this freaking galaxy. I mean, weapons are with you always. Buy 15 blurs, please.
Yeah.
For the
Thanks,
base,
everybody.
yeah.
For
They're
the
gonna
base,
have the
that
most
base
value.
is awesome. The base is the grail.
Buy 15 of them, you can literally recreate your endgame scene of the destroyed rock and rubble.
Oh my god, man.
Just talk to Oilers. Just buy his.
Yeah, they-
Buy 5 back, no ones.
I'd say it's a full-scale panic. Are you having a run on the banks there yet? Well, it's rather brutal here. We're advising our clients to put everything they've got into canned food and shotguns.